Right, can I now take you over here? I think that's what I've got to do. I've got to take you over here so I can see what the fuck is going on. Right. Okay, and now I don't want you, so where the fuck was I was on that one? There we go, right, and then I went that. Is this, I think, me, oh my god.
Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News for You. I'm Omid
Okay,
Jalili. In the news
I
this
think,
week, as he heads home after losing the Brazilian Grand Prix,
I
Lewis
think
Hamilton
we might
shrugs
have
off
got this
suggestions
shit
his driving shows a lack of
going.
experience.
Okay, right.
In New York, I can't keep this up. Do it my own voice. Hi everyone, hi. It's the real me, sorry. In New York, the entire Sherbet marketing board is forced to resign after the broadcast of its Make Sherbet Cool TV advert. And after only a few months at number 10, there are signs that Gordon Brown's wife is uncomfortable being in the media spotlight.
What? Whoa. What's this?
On Ian Hislop's team tonight is an actor and writer who used to help with speeches for the Conservatives and about whom The Guardian recently wrote, if anyone could make Ian Duncan Smith's speeches come alive, it was him. No, it wasn't. Please welcome Julian Fellows. And with Paul Merton tonight is a broadcaster who once told a journalist, I'm going back to radio. I've had enough of being Uncle Fun on TV, which left the way clear for Ian to make the role very much his own. Please we welcome Mr. Danny Baker! And we start with round one. Paul and Danny, have a look at this.
Oh, the Roadrunner's been down there, yeah.
California's on fire.
Yep.
That's the sun behind the cloud.
Nobody knows how it started, but they've got an idea.
Yeah.
He's telling me to get his finger out, or the gerbil, whatever the case may be, and
And you can see it from outer space. And
Joan Rivers' makeup being dropped on it to see if that does anything.
so that's what's happening. California's on fire.
It is a sort of perfect news story, though, because it's a disaster. It's huge and enormous, and it's got celebrities.
Yeah.
And they suddenly have, you know, Jane Seymour and people running for the coast, so that adds that final spin. So all the newspapers have grabbed it up as the story of the week.
Yeah.
Well, it is that small pleasure of a major film actor saying, and behind me, my house is burning, and you're going, ah.
This is what I love about this show, right? Right. This is a terrible fucking episode, by the way, right? I don't like the people that are on here, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be because it said that I'm a Jalili, right? I like that guy, right? But he's on with some terrible fucking people. So let's try and find something a little bit more. Jeremy Bourne, June Chaparong, no. Damien Lewis, this may be funny.
They're on BBC One.
Yeah, okay.
Came Prime Minister. Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News for You? I'm Damien Lewis. In the news this week, there's frustration for one customer as he spends 40 minutes on hold after ringing the Pampers customer support line. After spending thousands improving disabled access, a Nuneaton bus company invites TV cameras along to the press launch. And in In a curry house in Manchester, Labour Party conference goers are reminded yet again why Neil Kinnock never became Prime Minister. On Ian Hislop's team is a comic who in 2004 wrote a spoof autobiography entitled Look at Me, although sadly no one read it. Please welcome Dom Jolly. And with Paul Merton tonight, an actor who has played the part of Prime Minister Tony Blair on the stage and brought a genuine level of integrity to the role, thus ruining it. Please welcome Neil Malarkey. And we start with round one. Ian and Dom, take a look at this.
Yesterday's man. He's getting a thumping here. There he is.
Not a proper one, sadly, no.
Even he's voted Democrat.
Oh, there we go. This is Donald Rumsfeld sulking because he's been told he can't nuke Iraq.
He's under arrest there.
Is he?
No, I just made it up. It's been such a happy few days. I thought I'd try and add to it. But basically, Bush has lost the Congress, the Senate, and all his dignity.
This is the US midterm elections, that's correct. How did George Bush react to the results? Should we have a little look?
Actually, I thought we were going to do fine yesterday. Shows what I know.
But weirdly, that's the first time he said anything sensible since he's been president.
Yeah.
So he is at least learning stuff as he goes.
Yeah. Anyone know what Rumsfeld said about Osama bin Laden in 2001?
He's either dead or alive. We don't know which.
That is sort of edging towards the ridiculousness of it. Osama bin Laden is either alive and well, or alive and not very well, or not alive. That's Donald Rumsfeld, who's been either sacked or fired or dismissed or lost his job. He also once said, I believe what I said yesterday. I don't know what I said, but I know what I think, and, well, I assume it's what I think.
And we wonder why Iraq's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, but remember, this is a guy that's got to talk to Bush every day, so he's got to say stuff that Bush is going to understand. And Bush would definitely understand that, so for them it all makes sense.
Some strange code they have.
Yeah, it's called gibberish.
Yes, he also said, to add to his lexicon of gibberish, I would not say that the future is necessarily less predictable than the past. I think the past was not predictable when it started.
When exactly did the past start?
Yes. So there's going to be a first woman speaker of the House as well. Which, that's pretty fantastic, isn't it? I'd have thought.
Nancy Pelosi.
You flirting with her?
That's her name, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. That is. That's absolutely right.
It's a name impossible to say without flirting.
Yeah.
Go on, say it. I don't want to. I'm a bit shy.
Did you hear what the evangelical preacher and Bush supporter Ted Haggard did?
He was caught with a fellow.
Not
With a
in
Nancy
cocaine
Pelosi,
off
if you
his
know
bum.
what And he claimed not to have been having intercourse with his fellow, simply buying drugs. He was just buying them for a friend.
No, he was stockpiling in case.
Which in case...
Whereas the other Republican bought rent boys but didn't use them. Is that it?
He kept them in a cupboard for years.
Yeah, that's...
Surely you can't buy a rent boy. You have to... I mean, the name implies what the financial arrangement is.
You say that, but you think you can't buy a peerage, but you can and call it a loan.
Sky News viewers emailed the website with their opinions on the elections. Did you see any of this?
Don't be silly, no.
Well, the Democrats beat the Republicans, so what? Southend beat Manchester United 1-0. That's something I'd watch all day. Good of the Queen to send that in.
Yeah. It's very busy.
Do you want to see a picture of an American politician with a funny nose?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Who's that?
That is Waxman.
Democrat congressman,
Democrat
is he?
politician, yes, a nose for local people. Yes, these are the US midterm elections which delivered the American public's verdict on Iraq. For the first time, people were allowed to vote using computers, which led to losses for the Republicans, small gains for the Democrats, and a massive landslide for penisenlargement.com. This is the first US election... The first US election to use computers for electronic voting, although there were serious glitches in Indiana, where voters' fingers were simply too fat to press one key at a time. In Florida, Republicans took 12% of the vote and earned the rest legitimately. Paul and Neil, here's yours.
Celebrity Squares.
Yeah.
That's Ben Kingsley as Gandhi.
That's the Saddam Hussein look-alike.
Yeah, I don't want my picture in the papers. I was too late. End game for dictator Saddam sentenced to hang. We can just read it out, really, can't we?
These are people celebrating the new single by All Saints.
Yeah. So Saddam Hussein has been found. He's got a suspended sentence, and it's going to appeal, and then he will be done with. He's got 30 days.
What did Saddam do as the verdict was about to be...
I guess by now you've gathered that this is not up-to-date news. But you've got to remember, these people are talking about the news when it was happening, right? And now we're able to look back on this time, you know, and enjoy what it must have felt like to have a fucking normal world to live in, where consequences happened after your actions. Or, as they used to say back there, actions have consequences, right? But today it's sort of like, yeah, consequences happen because of actions, sometime, maybe. We don't really know. But this is looking back in time. This is going back to a day when reality reigned over the world. Reality, I've got it. Reality? Reality is a thing. I've got to believe that. Reality is a thing. It exists. It used to exist. It did exist. And maybe it still does exist, but we're just still searching for evidence, proof of the fact. Anyway, so this is looking back into the past for things which...
he surprised everyone by going into one of the songs from Cabaret. What good is sitting...
And he had a bowler and a cane as well.
Yeah, and also made that sort of cymbal sound with his mouth.
It sells in my chest.
Yes, please.
It's amazing. Thank you to all the voters, and it's just amazing.
Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News?
It sells in my... That's not what I was looking for. I don't think so. Anyway, let's see. Wait. Response to the... Okay, this was not what I was looking for. Right, let's have a look at my history. Oh no, we don't want to look at my history. Yeah, we do it. No, we don't. Yeah, Hound Fee. That's what I'm looking for. Anyway.
Thank you and good night. Oh, good evening. Nice to see you. And welcome to... What's the matter?
No, nothing. Were you just passing?
I just realised today it's been 7 years since I last did this.
You need to see this right from the start. If none of you know who Bruce Forsyth is, right? Some of you Americans might not know this. Just Google Bruce Forsyth and look at the history of his TV career. He's never been in movies, Bruce Forsyth, as far as I know. But TV, massive fucking star. Don't like everything he did, but he is an entertainer. This guy is what in 82 or something, right? Look at him, he's moving about like a fucking 80-year-old, you know. Anyway.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you and good night. Oh, good evening. Nice to see you, And welcome to... What's the matter?
No, nothing. Were you just passing?
I just realised today it's been 7 years since I last did this show.
Come here, sir.
Thank you all for having me back so soon. In the news this week, in the kitchen of Heston Blumenthal's restaurant, there's evidence that someone's ordered the slow-cooked lamb. In Portsmouth, a direct descendant of Lord Nelson is suspicious that his wife may be having an affair. And in the middle of Top Gear's expedition to the Antarctic, disaster strikes for the trio when they lose Richard Hammond. And now it's time to meet the stars of our show. Couple number one, Ian Hislop. With a comedian who says she's never been cool. Watch and learn, dear. Watch and learn. Please welcome Laura Solon. Welcome. Now then, couple number two, Paul Merton with a stand-up comedian who on TV last week physically attacked Jonathan Ross. Didn't you know there was a queue? Anyway, welcome please, Ross Noble. Welcome. And we start with the biggest stories of the week. Ian and Laura.
By the way, I would suggest that if you've never seen any of Bruce Forsyth, that you Google his name and watch anything you can find on YouTube. He is a star attraction, not only as a comedian, but as a TV presenter. That is mostly what he's done his whole life, is TV presentation. He's not a stand-up comedian, but he has got a huge, huge line of catchphrases and jokes that he has been the purveyor of on TV for probably about 30 or 40 years, right? Maybe more. I mean, we're 20, like, we were 20 years into this, the 20th century, no, 21st century, 21st century, right? This guy has been on TV since the 1950s. 1950. So he's been on TV for 70 fucking years, basically. My God, he's 80 fucking 2, and he's been on TV since he was fucking 12 or something. Yeah, because back then we didn't just, let the kids go to school when they stopped sticking them up chimneys. We let some of them go on TV. The ugly ones with big chins who looked funny. Because, I mean, back then, I don't think we had sound or colour, and it was all about, how ugly a kid could you stick on TV. Anyway, he was an ugly kid, and we all laughed at him. And then colour and sound came around, and we found out he actually had a voice, and didn't look too peely-wally when you put a camera and lights on him. Anyway.
Take a look at this.
That's Samantha in the new Sex and the City movie.
There she is. She's even older than you, Bruce.
Actually, she isn't.
Isn't she really?
Okay. So get your facts right. I'm having no nonsense with you.
The Queen is, what, 84?
No, she's 78, 79, something like that. I'm 82. I love those old people that come up to you, they're always a bit shorty, and they look up and say, I'm 84, you know.
And I'm still presenting.
He's cutting across your legs here.
If you're going to be a heckler, get in the audience. And then I'll deal with you. As I sit, go on, yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Do you mind moving your head? The light's shining right in my eyes.
No, I will behave, Bruce.
We couldn't do this show without you.
Really?
It would be better, but we couldn't do this show. Start with me, son. How dare you ad-lib with genius? Right. But I'm 82, yeah. The Queen is a little younger. She's about 79.
Can I go higher? Can I go higher? Can I go higher? Lower than 79?
Oh, we never ever get to the show.
Says there the Queen is 84.
Easy, can I go higher? Can I go lower? You need to know Bruce's background of quiz shows and stuff, right? And he did a show where you had to go higher or lower on cards in order to get to the end and win a prize, and that's what Ross Noble here is referring to. Can I go higher? Can I go on the edge and all that shit? It's like, no, this is why I love fucking British comedy, you know. You will also hear in British comedy, you will also hear what American TV would not allow. It's like you would offend too many people by saying cock, prick, cunt, fanny, ass, fart, bum, you know, shite, you know, all that sort. And it's like, these are just words that people... It's in the fucking English dictionary, motherfucker. It's in there, you should be able to fucking say it, you know what I mean? What the fuck? Words offend people? Words offend people. Oh my God. Do you know what offends me? People who are so small fucking minded that a word fucking offends them. You know, they can't absorb that word, think about it and see what the connotations of that word are and why it's being applied to a person, an action or a fact. You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Just come on.
Oh, is it the Queen? Yeah. Really?
So the getting the facts right bit, Bruce.
So you're younger than the Queen.
I very rarely say this, and I never thought I'd... How dare you ad-lib with genius?
I'm going back because I think we missed a bit there, right? So he's saying that he's older than the Queen. Right? The Queen is 79 and he's, what, 82?
But I'm 82, yeah. The Queen is a little younger. She's about 79.
Can I go higher? Can I go higher? Can I go higher? Lower than 79?
Oh, we never ever get to the show.
Says there the Queen is 84. Just come on.
Oh, is it the Queen?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm 82. The Queen's 84. There you go.
So the getting the facts right bit, Bruce.
So you're younger than the Queen.
I very rarely say this, and I never thought I'd say it to you. I'm sorry.
The Queen was there to open Parliament.
Yes.
And Prince Philip was there to symbolise the problems created by Greece. And,
Very good. I like her. You are making up my mind about it. All right.
And then she gave a speech about the need for urgent cuts in financial prudence, slightly undermined by the fact she was wearing the world's most expensive hat.
Yes, it was.
No, a lot of things are going to be cut. There's going to be no more knighthoods for people in showbiz.
Quite right.
Because they're going to lose their chauffeur-driven cars and be replaced by red double-decker chauffeur-driven cars that the rest of us have access to.
How has this gone awry? Anybody know?
I don't know.
Is that a clever awry? Is it combine harvester? Is that a clever... We've all got to get... The Wurzels are driving all MPs around.
It's very cheaply, yeah. Ministers are having to travel to their constituencies using second-class rail travel, but for security reasons. Their red boxes have to travel by car. According to The Guardian, yeah.
And that's a saving, is it?
That is a saving. And one minister asked his office if he could accompany his red box in the car to do some work. He was told this was not allowed. Who is the biggest loser out of all this? Anybody know who was the biggest loser?
Civil service, somebody said.
This is the easiest episode of this I've ever done. Brilliant. Normally you have to read the paper. But you just shout it, they'll edit that out, and we'll go like that.
Yeah.
Do you want to have another stab at it? Who is the biggest
Is it the civil
loser?
service, Bruce?
No, it isn't.
No!
It's not. What did you do then? Anyway, the biggest loser, ironically, it's Vince Cable, who during the election campaign argued against making savage early cuts.
Oh, Dagger, it's not fucking Vince Cable. The biggest fucking loser out of all this bullshit, back then, right, because this is in the past as well, right, is the fucking taxpayer. Because you got to remember, these motherfuckers are travelling on the train under taxpayers' fucking money, right? They might buy their ticket for their own money, which basically is the wage that the taxpayer pays them, so it's still their fucking money, right? But then they claim it back. You know what I mean? It's like, it's part of my duties as an MP to go to this place, therefore I can claim it back as, it's not like a business claiming back travel expenses for someone that they are allowed to claim back for. So, yeah, so they travel somewhere as an MP, they claim that money back. They might pay it out of their own pocket at the time, from taxpayers' money that we pay them for being an MP, right? And then they claim it back and get that money back. So it's not out of their pocket, it's out of fucking our pocket, you know what I mean? You got to remember, we are paying for the ticket, and the real companies that have been privatised since fucking Thatcher, right? They get that money, so they'll get a bit of that as profit. They pay their tax, goes back to the government, right? And then they claim it back. The MP claims that money back, their taxpayers' money. So we've paid for that ticket twice. And once, some of it went as tax, right? And then the second time, some of it goes as tax, because obviously the MP has to pay tax on his income and all that stuff. But then he can actually deduct taxes from his income because of that ticket. So he's actually deducting tax twice, because he's buying the ticket and he probably puts that in his fucking account and saying, I bought that ticket, no, that's tax deductible. And then he claims money back and he's saying, and I'll pay tax on that, so I can claim money back on that, and that can back him. So the taxpayer is fucking losing money on that shit, because if we just put him in the car with the fucking red box because it was going up there anyway, right? I mean, let's face it, the taxpayer in Britain owns that car. The car that's carrying the box has got to be like a government-owned car. You can't just phone up a taxi and say, can you take this red box from fucking London to Birmingham? You know what I mean? So that, the MP can look at this fucking red box and all the papers that are in it, secret papers that nobody should see. You can't put that in a fucking taxi. So that's got to go into a government car, which the taxpayer, again, has paid for, right? So why the fuck are you telling the fucking MP to go on a fucking train up to fucking Birmingham when that red box has got to go up in Birmingham in a government car? Why can't he just go in a fucking car with the red box? Stick the red box in the boot if he's not allowed to look at it while he's travelling. I don't fucking know what this shit is about. Right, but that car has gone from London to Birmingham or fucking, and Andover, or wherever that cunt's going, right? That box has got to be there for him to open and read later. Why the fuck can he not be in the car that's taking the fucking box? What the fuck is that about? Why are we paying for fucking train tickets when we're already sending a car with a fucking box in it up there? Why can't we just stick the fucking MP in the boot and the box can sit in the fucking seat? I don't give a fuck what way it works out, you know what I mean? But we're paying for that shit to get there, Why are we paying extra money on a fucking train? See, this is the thing. This is what I fucking hate about fucking government fucking assholes, right? These motherfuckers privatised the fucking railway. The railway used to be owned by the government. Now they've privatised it. So one of their mates who has bought the fucking contract to run trains is making money from our MPs having to go on a train when the government could just say, yeah, our MPs don't go on trains. They go in the car with the box. We could save a lot of money there. Who's losing out? No, it's not the fucking stupid cunt he's talking about. The biggest loser in all of this is the fucking taxpayer. They are spending our taxes on shit about fucking moving people in boxes back and forward with trains and cars and all that, when they should be spending it on fucking schools and hospitals, you know what I mean? And improving the roads so we can all fucking use it. Who's using that fucking car with the box in it? Who's getting to fucking go up and down in the fucking trains? Basically nobody, because since they privatised the trains, they don't fucking work half as good as they used to, you know what I mean? People complained about the trains. Oh, the fucking trains are terrible. Yeah, but do you know what? More people used to fucking enjoy train travel back then when the trains ran on fucking time. Now we've got trains that don't run on time. They look fucking fantastic. Very comfy fucking seats, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, very fucking comfy seats. And they get you there half an hour fucking late, if not an hour late. And it costs you 3 times as much as it used to cost you fucking 10 years ago. Please, can we just go back to 10 years ago when the fucking seats were uncomfortable and it cost me a third the fucking price to get there, and it got there 3 or 4 minutes fucking late, but not fucking, an hour late or an hour and a half fucking late? I'm just saying, like, no, people complained when it was 2 or 3 minutes fucking late. And now we go on a platform and it says, train cancelled. There's no train for a fucking hour. A whole fucking hour. We complained when it was 3 minutes fucking late, and now what they've done, they've improved the system to give you a fucking train that gets cancelled, and now you're going to wait for the next fucking train. And you're paying 3 times as fucking much for it, you know. And who's getting all this money we're paying? Yeah. It's not going to the fucking guy who's collecting your tickets or the driver driving the train. No, they're still running that fucking train at the same price they were getting fucking paid 30 years ago, given 2 or 3 or 4% increase, you know what I mean? Maybe a 7% increase in 30 years, in their wages. But you know who's fucking making all the money? Yeah, the CEO, the wanking upstairs who can't fucking organise and run a train on time. He can't even get it within 3 minutes of being late. No, he's got to cancel a whole fucking train and make you an hour and a half fucking late. And he's getting 180 million fucking pound a fucking year, or whatever he's getting, fucking some shitty fucking crappy fucking job like that, he's getting £1 million a year, whatever, Whereas, the government guy who ran all the trains was getting like, 30 or 40,000 pound a year. Now you get someone who can make £1 million a year, and he doesn't run the trains for the whole of Britain. He's only running the trains for Wales. And there's another guy who runs the trains for fucking London to the east of England, he's getting £1 million. And there's a guy who runs the trains from fucking London to the west of fucking England, he's getting £1 million. And there's a guy who's running the trains to the south and the southwest of fucking London, and he's getting £1 million. And then there's a guy who runs trains to Scotland, he doesn't exist. They got rid of him. Now, the Scottish trains have got to make a whole new deal, and you've got somebody in Scotland there, they're not paid anything, right? It's like, well, you're Scottish. Your trains are all Scottish trains. Once they cross the border, they become our trains, and this guy gets the money, you don't get anything up there, you know what I mean? And it's like, Scotland is sort of like a weird fucking thing, right? Margaret Thatcher gave Central Station in Glasgow £5 million to refurbish the train station, right? the actual refurbishment cost of refurbishing the central line from Glasgow to London and the station, you know, was 20 million. That was the estimated cost it would take to refurbish the whole state. Margaret Thatcher gave the state 5 million, so you've got to do it on 25% of what it's going to cost. And you don't get that 5 million right away. We're going to give you that 5 million over, I think it was 8 years. So I don't know what 5 million divided by 8 years is. But anyway, we were fucking we were taking old fucking switches out and sending them to a workshop where they were, like, you know, doing as much repairs on it and then putting that old switch back in. I worked in Central Station at the time on the railroad when my Thatch was there, and yeah. Fuck, it was horrendous, you know what I mean? We had to shut roads down. We just, you know, I was a road walker. I was, certificated to be able to walk the road, see dangers on the road, and shut that line down by going to, like, there's these posts with telephones inside a wee box. And when you see, like, a danger, like a cracked fucking rail, right? If a train goes over that, it's going to derail. I'm allowed, you know, by my certification, my PICO and all that, you know, certificate, I was able to go and phone up and say, you need to shut this line down, it's dangerous, you know. I also was fucking shit in a saddle bag that I carried. I had to go down and put fucking explosives on the line in case any train come up there before the signals told them to stop, you know. And I had to do that 3 times in 2 years to stop trains going over what to me looked like a hazardous fucking area that could derail a train and kill people, you know. Never once in the 3 times that I did that was I reprimanded for being overcautious or anything. I was not rewarded for it, but I was told that, you know, I was doing my due diligence and I was good at my duty. I was promoted for it from I wasn't a road walker when I was doing that. I became a road walker, and that's, I don't know how to explain this, it's fucking really hard, right? I was a part-time road walker. The guy who was doing the job had died, right? They hadn't filled the job. I would do it, except, you know, it's part of my job going in and helping to, you know, repack rails and stuff like that, replace rails. Part of my job was for 4 hours I would go and walk lines and report what I seen on the line as potential hazards and stuff that needed to be attended to later, right? Right down the road, you put a chitty in to the head office, and then they would put that into the book to say this needs to be done within the next 3 or 4 weeks. It would come back to us then to go out and work on it, you know what I mean? So that was part of my job, as you know, I was part-time. But then I became a full-time I was promoted to full-time road walker, which meant that all I did was walk up and down the line for miles and report stuff that needed to be repaired or, you know, needed attention. The reason I was promoted to that job full time was that other people they'd given it, you know, part time to weren't as good at it as me, basically. They looked at the stuff that I was doing, they go, this guy knows what he's doing, he knows what he's looking for, this is the guy, we need to replace the guy who died, you know what I mean? The guy before me had been doing it for something like fucking 28 years, 30 years or something like that. He'd been a road walker. And I got that job after like 6 months of part-time doing it, you know. And then I did it for like a certain length of time. I think it was like 8 months or something. I've been there 3 years. And 8 months of that was being I went from being a fucking labourer to a road walker in fucking, you know, 2.5 years or something like 2 years. And I sometimes wish I'd have stayed there. My aim at the time was to become a signalman. I knew I could pass all the examinations and all that. But then my brother invited me to go down and work with him. I think I've already talked about that shit. Anyway.
And has just had his business department cut by £900 million. So he's the reason.
He's going to be Vince Flex now. A little bit of flex. Used to be cable, not anymore. That long.
Now, what is going to be cut by £1 billion? Here's a clue.
And we've just been talking about Stork, Marjorie. Well, now, your name's Honora, is that right?
That's right,
Can I call you Nonny?
You can.
Lovely. Now, have you tried Stork with nothing on?
I'm afraid not. I should imagine it'd be nice in the summer.
Hey, Nonny, no. On its own, with no jam or anything. All right, then, have a nice taste. Isn't Stork lovely?
It isn't Stork, is it?
It is. It's Stork. You can trust Stork. It tastes good enough to eat with nothing on. All right, my love?
All right, my love. Oh, my God.
That is so embarrassing. I must tell you about those Stork commercials. One of them, I had to eat these scones.
Yeah.
You know, with the Stork on, and I had to do it. Didn't it spread well? And I had a bucket down here. And didn't it spread well? And I go... And once I had to do it 9 times. With this... Oh, it was terrible. Oh, mind you, if...
9 times, you know what I mean? He had to eat Stork 9 times. You know, people fucking, because of your fucking adverts, lived on that fucking shit. That's what... My family had Stork, right? And I stopped eating fucking bread and butter because we went from butter to fucking Stork, you fucking cunt, because my mum thought, oh, this is nice, you know, and it's cheaper, you know. We're saving money because you go. I think I talked about this as well. My mum was bringing up 5 fucking kids with no money, you know. I stopped fucking putting anything on my bread, you know. That was it. I would take my bread in the morning. Well, actually, what I'd eat in the morning was either cornflakes or porridge. But when I got sandwiches, I says, no, don't put any Stork on it. Don't put Stork on it. I prefer to rub my fucking bread and, you know, if you've got a frying pan and you've fried sausages and bacon in it, you get that fat in the bottom there. I would take my rub it in the fat, right, and then put my fucking shit on it, you know. Oh, much better than fucking Stork. I hated Stork. Stork tasted to me like fucking ass juice. I'm sorry, it's a horrible fucking thought, but it tasted like fucking ass juice. What the fuck? There's no flavour to it. It's not even oily. It's sort of like fat. It tastes like fat. And yet I rubbed my bread in what is fat and it tasted juicy and delicious, you know. Well, I suppose because of the salt and stuff like that in it as well. Stork had no taste to it. It was just globular bollocks, you know what I mean? You can tell he didn't like it. He fucking...
Stork people are looking in. I'll do another commercial. It is the cut to the government's advertising budget. David Cameron does have ambitious plans for spending in one particular area. For a Brucey bonus, does anyone know?
A Brucey bonus?
Yeah.
What the hell is a Brucey bonus?
Well, you'll never get one for a start. It's the Downing Street kitchen, according to the Mail on Sunday. When a neighbour once idly commented to Samantha that the removal trucks could soon be taking them to number 10, she reportedly replied, I effing hope not. I'm not swearing on this show. I've never sworn on British television, and I've got nothing else.
But the way you were looking at me before, I reckon you will by the end.
He's setting the ground now.
I had to control myself. Now, who told us not to panic over the Chancellor's spending cuts?
The Chancellor?
It was Holly, who was 22 years old, from Manchester. featuring in the Sun's news in briefs. She told us 6.2 billion...
In case you're American and you don't know what's going on here, right? She would normally not be pixelated out. She would definitely have just been a picture of her with her tits out, right? That's the page 3 Sun. The Sun is sort of like the New York Times of Britain, right? Except that page 3 in the Sun always had a topless girl picture in it for about 30 years before they got rid of it. Anyway, this was a normal thing. You would see on page 3 there would be a topless girl and there'd be some inane crap printed next to a picture. It'd just be her, and it would be that girl's chance because she's been picked out of like thousands of girls trying to get, you know, their first start in advertising and TV and stuff like that. I mean, some of these girls became well-known BBC, ITV, weather girls, news girls, show, you know, what do you call them? What do you call it? Bloody, you know, the girl that holds up the fucking stuff on a quiz show and stuff like that. You know, so present, no, they would become, well, and it was a good job for them. What was better than fucking, you know, the typing tool or whatever, you know what I mean? So these girls, this was their in to the in crowd kind of thing. And anyway.
It sounds like a colossal figure, but if you imagine public spending as a giant pizza, we're talking about barely a few anchovies. And I can't stand the sorted little buggers anyway.
You just sworn on television.
Yeah.
I did!
And it said beggars.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I effing did. Right.
If you mess...
He's getting the hang of it.
So you can see you get nothing for a pair in this game.
Brucey knows.
And if you do Google Bruce Forsyth, you will find that he did a show where it was a card game, and he says you don't get anything for a pair. You know what I mean? It's like you had to have, like, you know, higher or lower. If it's a pair, it's like cancels out any progress you've made. You don't get anything for a pair on the. I can't remember the name of the fucking show. Let's have a quick Google. Let's have a quick Google here, right? Bruce Forsyth. Bruce Forsyth. Bruce Forsyth. Bruce Forsyth. Let's see. Bruce Forsyth. Quiz shows. Also beat the clock. We thought we were going didn't they do well? Oh, that he was. Oh, you need to see. So I've got to get some of this. The Generation Game. They don't. What the hell? This is the one. We found him. See, this is you know. Come on, what's the name of the fucking show? Come on. Hot Street, what? It wasn't called Hot Street. What was it fucking called? Sir Bruce, he's a fucking sir. So Bruce Joseph Forsyth Johnson, was actor. Yeah, what was the fucking name of the show, motherfucker? I don't. What? No, fuck off. I know he's fucking probably dead now. What's the name of the show with the fucking cards? I don't know, right. Okay, right, so that's not what we're looking for. What is it? Higher, lower quiz. It's not called higher, lower. What was it called? God damn, come on! What the fuck is going on? Why is it fucking... Have they taken that off the fucking... this is fucking... Right, please. No. Generation... Yeah, we know it's... But this is the one I'm fucking... Won't fucking load. Right, so what's it called? For how work was... But, you know, that's not what it's called. What was it called? Oh, it's a generation game. Oh my god. What was it called? What was the name of that fucking show? Play Your Cards Right, that's what it's called. Okay. Right, so now we know. Bruce Forsyth, Play Your Cards Right. Play Your Cards Right. Play Your Cards Right. Okay, right, so I can't get here. Let's see if we can take that. Play your cards right. We will go to yeah, let's go to fucking YouTube. Put it in there. And see, there we go, right.
I mean, David Frost goes through the keyhole. Brucey gets right between the sheets. Anyway.
Thank you very much. How kind. What a lovely, lovely crowd. You're so much better than last week. No, you really are. I mean, oh, what trash. And that Ethel, oh. All night long sat there buttering. And that group she was with, not a group, they were a herd. Animals, but what I love about you, because just looking at you, you look so fresh. And so untouched. And I'm so glad because tonight is a newlywed show. So, oh yeah, and of course I will be asking them some very, very intimate questions. I mean, David Frost goes through the keyhole. Brucey gets right between the sheets. Anyway, thank you. I'm the joker in the place with four little aces who set the pace, and that is why I say with feeling, OK, dollies, do your dealing, and there they are. Oh, yeah. As you see, oh dear, as you see, Alison's with the red cards at the top.
You can see it was a bit of a dick, but the thing is, this guy could come on and he wasn't reading shit from a fucking teleprompter, he didn't have cards, all this stuff, he's like memorised, he knows what he's going to be saying within a margin. And he knows what words he can say on TV and what he can't. He's not going out there and just going blah 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 blah, fuck you and fuck, you know what I mean? And he's got to think of all these phrases and stuff that he's got to say or can say, and he's got all these. You know, these girls all go on to, you know, I don't know if America's the same, right? But I mean, these girls don't have to marry him or fuck him to get a fucking career. The point that they're on this show means they are being selected for other shows. They are being selected, they're being watched for how they behave in front of the camera and whether they can behave well and react to his jokes and stuff like that without being upset, blah blah blah, right? But you know, they're allowed, if they want to, they're allowed to fucking, you know, speak back occasionally. And it's like they're being groomed, you could say, for, you know, TV shows that are going to come up in the future. It's like it's a fire. It's kind of like, right, okay.
And Carol's following along there with the blue cards at the bottom. So we have our cards. All we need now are our newlyweds, and there they are. Say hello. Oh. officer. I see,
That's right.
for Coventry. And what do you do, Kim?
Local government officer.
Oh, you're both. Oh, well, nice. I'm very, very close. And where did you two meet?
Office romance.
Oh, in the office?
Yeah.
We had a
It's
party,
an office party
to celebrate the closing of the financial year.
And they ended up in the cupboard because, you know, the bottle, they spun the bottle and it's like we were sort of kind of forced into the cupboard, whatever. I'm not sure if that's what's going on, but yeah, no, they met in an office party and ended up married. So yeah, you know, obviously the brains of Britain here, you know.
I see. Oh, fine. They had parties about it. We're so glad it's over. I see. So right from the start, anyway, you both work for local government, so right from the start you did everything in triplicate. Think about that. Right. Now, how long have you been married? Because we're all dying to know, you know. Even Ethel stopped drinking her gin. So how, you know...
Just over 3 weeks.
Just over 3 weeks?
3 weeks and 2 days.
Oh. That's good. Congratulations. Come on. Tell us
So both his cock and her fanny are still sore, I would imagine.
all about the honeymoon. Don't leave anything out.
We went down the beach.
Down the beach. Was it nice? Nice beach?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There was some sand dunes and we went...
Sand dunes? Oh, lovely,
We went walking
lovely.
down them.
Yeah.
But, after we'd been walking a while,
Yeah.
I said to him, there's a chap with no clothes on coming towards us.
No, a man with no clothes on?
That's right. I says, no, there can't be. No, don't be silly. But I says, he's probably just got some sort of natural sort of coloured bathers on, that sort of thing.
Yeah, flesh-coloured thing,
But
yes.
I hadn't got my glasses on, so I
Oh, I see. So you had a better view, yeah. So what happened then? What happened then?
He got a bit closer and she says there's something shaking about. Like.
Where you are.
That was the first of many. There was hundreds of them.
There was lots of people there.
Walked into a nudist beach.
You walked onto a nudist beach? What a bit of luck! And on your honeymoon, so what do you take your clothes off and run around the sand dunes chasing one? Oh, I see. And what happened?
Bat and ball and everything.
Bat and ball? Bat and ball? So what happened? Did you, I mean, you came away quickly from there.
Well, we came away, yeah, but she wanted to go back every day after.
You wanted to go back there? What, the next day?
Every day.
Oh, every day? Well, I'm going to start taking... I mean, I don't understand. Anyway, thank you for being. That must have been quite an experience and very unexpected. Thank you. Over now to Sylvia and Philip.
Dawson.
Dawson, I see. And where are you from?
Aberdeen.
Oh, from Aberdeen. Oh, some other Aberdonians up there.
Yeah, fucking Scottish people, and I guarantee, I haven't seen this show, right? I guarantee they're going to lose, right? Because this is the thing that I've seen as well in a lot of these shows back then, right? The Scottish people were smarter, but the the competitions were not about being smart and, you know, and they were about being lucky. And who the fuck knows what you've got behind those fucking cars? Because I say, all they're asking you is higher or lower. Scottish people always like to go higher, fucking higher, yeah.
That's good. What do you do, Philip?
I'm a solicitor.
Oh, solicitor. Oh, we don't have many of those on the show. And what do you do, Sylvia?
I'm a solicitor as well.
You're not? There's local government here and 2 solicitors. Oh, well, we've never had 2 solicitors do it. That's fine. Well, now, keep your answers as brief as possible. And, because I'm going to do a little cross-examining. Now, how long have you two been married?
4 days.
4 days.
4 days! Oh, that's lovely. 4 days. That's beautiful. Now, did you have a choir or a jury? Neither, I see. So you got married on the 26th?
That's right,
On the
yes.
26th. Right. Now, did you... or did you not? On the night of the 26th? Of course you did, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But anyway, tell us all about the wedding. By the way, did you wear a kilt for the wedding?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. It saves a bit of time. and please, for goodness sake, I'll clear this place. I've done it before. what about the first night? Because you spent that in Scotland, of course, on your way wherever you go. And tell us about the first night. Did there any pranks? I mean, anybody get up to anything?
Yes, there was something, wasn't there?
So what did they do?
The bed was filled with confetti.
Oh, not the whole bed?
The whole bed, yes, completely.
By the best man.
Oh, so I suppose you spent all night knocking spots off of one another.
No, we hoovered it up.
You hoovered the bed?
Yes.
That's lovely. Well, now, where are you on you must be on your way from somewhere, unless this is not at the end of your honeymoon, is
No,
it?
we're going to France. We're driving to France.
You're driving to France? Oh, how lovely, marvellous. And where are you going to finish up?
In the south of France, hopefully.
South of France?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So we're going to Lake Geneva as well.
Oh, yeah, because I heard you, is that right? You're a couple of skiers?
Yes.
Yeah, but don't get carried away. Don't wear your skis in bed. Whatever you do, that would be very nasty. All right, very nasty. Anyway, you look don't they look two happy couples? They really do. Have you cut the cards? Yes. You have cut the cards. Good. Now, the idea of the game is this.
I've got to go and cook some food.
Whether each of these cards is
This
high
guy
or
is
lower than
amazing, by the way.
The first one to turn over the last card correctly will win the...
Yeah, just go, this guy is absolutely fucking amazing. I remember him all the way through my childhood. This is not the only game show that this guy has been involved in. I just want to show you how he performed. I mean, I've showed you already on what do you call it? Higginfey. Remember, have I got news for you? And he's not very much different then, as you can fucking tell, than what he is here. He's very quick talking, quick witted. I know people think, oh, this is all right now. I'm sure that he has sat, previously and he's looked at these people's, details and stuff, and he has memorised stuff that they have said about, their wedding and stuff like that, and that's why, he's prompting them. But to be able to remember all that about, you've got to remember, see these shows, right? He's probably filmed all day, and this isn't the only two couples. This is the two couples that they have chosen to put on TV. These particular couples, because it goes well, right? But they have probably had 30 couples go through that day, filming, and he's had to remember all the fucking details for each couple, for each, two couples per fucking. So probably 30 couples, probably 15 hours, or I don't know if it's 30-minute shows, so 7.5 hours or something like that. Maybe an 8-hour fucking day. You know what I mean? He's probably had to remember all the details of about 30 couples, you know what I mean, to get through this. And yeah, I remember when I was doing filming and sound, being a sound engineer, I worked on a TV show. What's the fucking hell? I can't even remember the name of the fucking prick that I worked for. And he was a prick. Yeah, anyway, let's get by that, right? But yeah, it's fucking hard to do this sort of stuff, you know what I mean? And yeah, I've got a great respect for this man, for the way that he performs, you know.
The game and a Brucey bonus. But you cannot win a game or a Brucey bonus.
Remember the guy is, in the last fucking thing about the Brucey bonus, because this is where it came from. His game show from the fucking 70s, I think this is. This is like, 1980 fucking 7, the 80s, right? Brucey fucking bonus, and Ian Hislop was like, Brucey fucking, but yeah, Bruce. Yeah, Ian. Yeah, 30 years ago, Brucey was giving out fucking Brucey bonuses, right?
Until you've won a question, one of the questions are based on a poll of 100 people. You won the toss, Ian and Kim, so you will bat first. You'll bat first, and good luck to you all. Here we go. We're away. We asked 100 single women under 25. If it were the only place that you and your boyfriend could be alone together, would you do your courting in the local graveyard? To scare the pants off you. How many single women said yes. If it were the only place they could be alone with their boyfriend, they would do their courting in the local graveyard. Now, if it was you just a few months ago while you were courting, what would you think?
Well, we didn't, but would you have done? No.
No. You wouldn't?
No.
So basing on that, your own...
I think that perhaps the bloke might want to, but...
The bloke might want to.
Okay, it's woman. Yeah, that's woman. Okay.
23, you're settled with 23. A lot
Actually,
of shout out
34.
What do you think,
34.
Philip and Sylvia? Would you, how would you think
Scottish
about
34.
I wouldn't like it
You
very
wouldn't
much.
mind?
I wouldn't like it.
Oh, you wouldn't like it? So you'd be on your own. And with a kilt on. Cold night, cold night.
Indeed.
So what do you think? Higher or lower than 23?
Higher.
Higher than 23. The
Higher
actual number
than
who would
23.
do their courting
Higher.
in the graveyard
34.
is... 36.
36. Oh my god, I'm so close from you. Okay.
So Philip and Sylvia, you have a base card's attention.
See, this is the thing, right? The Scottish people, I thought they were going to lose, but the Scottish people, because yeah, you know, it's like the guy was the one that gave the number. You know, the English bird. He was like, oh no, I wouldn't. So he's like, oh my, I better go low because like, you know, yeah. But on average, 100 people. If you're talking about being with a person you love and the only place you could be is a graveyard. Fucking human fucking emotions, human, you know, what do you got, pheromones and all that shit, you know, it's like, yeah, I don't want it, but if it's the only fucking place where nobody's going to see us and we're going to be there because you're like, no, 15, 16, 17, well, I don't know what age these people are, right, but, you know, most people start courting when they're like 13, well, I don't know if I'm only going from my experience, so let's go from my experience. I started courting and dating girls when I was like 12, 13, started to like, you know, take an interest in girls and they were taking an interest in me, and conversation, we were pretty uneducated, so it was mostly about the crap we were going through. We were families and older brothers, sisters, mums and dads and shit like that, right? So, and because I came from a family, I had two older brothers, a mum and dad and a grandmother, two grandmothers who were actually talking to me a lot about, you know, your basic instincts and the Bible and all that, you know, and when it was relevant and when a lot of people were, a lot of the girls that I dated when I was 12 or 13 seemed to think that I was sort of like dead smart and knew things that the other people they met didn't know, and I didn't try things on with them all the time. I wasn't just trying to get, you know, get into their pants. I wanted to know what they thought. But and this is the thing, right? All my life, I have spent trying to get to know a person before I want to fuck them, right? Because it's like, I don't want to fuck somebody and think, oh my god, oh, I love this, and then end up getting them pregnant and getting married to someone who's a fucking dumb cunt, right? We can get there. Who is it that's got that dumb cunt thing? It's Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries, yeah. The church loves dumb cunts. You've got a huge, gigantic room where all you dumb cunts can go and meet other dumb cunts and sing songs with each other. You know what I mean? Because the church has never turned away a dumb cunt in its fucking life. Right? Anyway, so I've never been a dumb cunt. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm just not dumb. That's why I've always considered myself like an 8%. That's not the only reason I consider it. Every time I go through an exam, whether I really study hard for it and get a 92%, or whether I don't study and I just go away, let's just think about it at the time, you know, and yeah, that don't think that's right, so I'd go about that. You know, I get an 8%. I get an 8% just by fucking working shit out on the day. If I study, I get like 92%, you know, 98, you know. So yeah, I'm not a genius, right? I think anybody who reads books can do better than people who don't read books. And I've always got on, I mean, this thing about, you know, 32, 36%, 20 fucking 4. It's got to be at least a third of the population. It's got to be at least 33. That's why I said 34. I said 66 or 64 at first because I thought they were all going to be Scottish people that were coming, but then I realised, no, this is Brucey, this is Britain. You've got to consider all the dumb cunts that they ask that same question of. So that's going to take 30% off right away. So we're talking about 64% of, you know, 63%. So you bring it down to around about 30 odd %. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, it's sort of like, yeah. Anyway, I think I've fulfilled my fucking place in fucking society by being a complete fucking douchewad, talking crap of fucking religious people and stupid people and how most people are stupid because of religion. Yeah, I think I've been basically consistent with my idiotic, stupid beliefs.
Do you want to change it? Change it if you want. Change the 10 for a 9. That's a bit of a bad change, but what do you think? We've got to go on there. What do you think? Lower.
Lower, please.
Lower than a 9, you say a 7. Well
Whoa.
done. You can freeze if you want to, or you can carry on whatever you want to do. You're going to freeze. You're going to freeze and play it safe and stopping Ian and Kim from having a go. All right? Philip and Silver, you to answer. Sylvia. Silver. It's a horse, isn't it? Right. Philip and Sylvia, you to answer.
They're going to get fucking brilliant fucking cars, man.
In an emergency, would you go into a pub just to use the ladies' toilet?
Yes.
How many Sally Army girls said yes? In an emergency, they would go into a pub just to use the ladies' toilet.
I think it'd be quite high, wouldn't it?
You think quite high? They'd
90%.
I say. They wouldn't think too much about it being a public house. You don't think?
I don't think they would
No.
mind if they were really that desperate.
So
I think they would.
desperate. All right, what do you think?
73.
73, you say 73. Now, local government. What do you think about this local government?
Well, they're always in the pub in Bedworth anyway, where I'm from. And
They're always in the pub?
They're always in the pub collecting,
What, the Salvation Army girls?
Yeah.
So they wouldn't mind going to the toilet. So, well, 73, you think?
Higher.
Slightly higher.
Slightly higher.
Slightly higher than 73. All right. The actual number who will go in to use the ladies is 78. Oh, good guess in the first place. You'll be very right to go higher. 78. As long as they didn't sing Come and Join Us. Right. Now, you...
Fucking 5 people, man.
We're running now, Ian and Kim, and you have an ace. What a good...
Yeah.
What do you think? Lower than an ace. A 3. A good cut. Higher than a 3. You say a queen. Very good. Lower than a queen. You say a 6. What are you going to do?
We'll freeze.
Freeze. All right, Alison.
Fucking kidding me. There
Alison,
was
fine,
one
thank you.
fucking
Next
question
coming
away.
up, Ian and Kim, you to answer first this time. We asked 100 bank managers. If you caught one of your cashiers...
Did you see what I'm fucking talking about there, right? You know that this fucking thing could easily be fucking set up. You know what I mean? You absolutely know that the cards could all have been fucking set up, right? They know the Scottish people on the blue, and they know that they know. We're getting like 3-4 points of a difference, you know. And then the other accounts come in, and it's like, yeah, ace. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, 10 fucking points difference, you know what I mean? And then it's, you know, 10 points. It's like, boom, you know what I mean? Not a single questionable fucking choice to fucking make. Scots people, every fucking time. By the way, I've watched these shows since I was fucking like, I'm 57 now. I would say since I was like, 30 7, 8-year-old, right? No, 9-year-old. Well, 13 or something like that. Yeah, probably about 13-year-old. Every time you get a Scottish person on one of these fucking shows that is just like random shit, they always get the hard fucking shit to fucking get through. And when they make it through, oh my god, at the end, they always hit them with some seriously hard fucking, you know, ultimate, that this is the last cry, you've got to get this right, but you know, it's like, fuck me, a genius wouldn't be able to answer the fucking questions, you know what I mean?
Stealing pens. Which would annoy you most, their dishonesty or their stupidity? How many bank managers said if they caught one of their cashiers stealing pens, they'd be most annoyed at their stupidity?
Yeah, I think most of them being annoyed at the stupidity.
Yeah. I don't know how they steal them. I can never get them off those little chains.
I'm sorry, what kind of fucking question is this? I mean, this is a question for fucking people who work in, you know, I mean, these are lawyers. They're going to say, you know, if they were asked a question, they're honestly going to say, they're going to look at the illegality of it, right? These motherfuckers, they've stolen pens all their fucking days. And they know when they get caught, it's the embarrassment, the stupidity of it. They're going to make that high. Thank fuck for that. Go for a fucking huge high number.
I won for a few pence, yeah, but I'm like that, you see. I can't help it. Don't make me feel worthy. 66. Are you putting a figure on it? 66?
66.
66, you think? OK, over to the solicitors now. Sylvia and Philip, what view have you got about
What was the
this?
question again?
Lower than 66. I would say lower.
Yeah, but don't you listen to what I'm talking about? Did you or did you not?
But then I don't know. Where were these questions at? The top bit we asked 100 bank managers? Is that 100 bank managers from fucking Norfolk? Liverpool? Yeah, I mean, you know, London? I mean, yeah, we asked 100 British bank. You've got no idea. If that was in Scotland, every single one of them would not go with fucking, you know, that. They would be the other way, but 90% would say the fucking illegality of it, not the stupidity.
Right. How many bank managers said if they caught one of their cashiers stealing the pens, they'd be most annoyed at their stupidity? Not dishonesty, stupidity.
Lower?
They'd be annoyed at
Yes, we'll go for
stupidity.
lower.
You're going lower than 66. The actual number who would be most annoyed at their stupidity is 98. You were wrong to go lower, and it was way above what you originally said. That's amazing. So now you're in a marvellous position now.
It's
Ian and
fucking
Phil,
amazing.
change the
It is fucking... Are you fucking kidding me? You're a bank manager, and if somebody in your bank has stolen something, and you don't see that as a sign of them being a thief who might be stealing money, who might be able to be corrupted to be involved in thieving money, your client's money. You see that as stupidity rather than, oh my god. Yeah, it's got to be English fucking people. It's got to be stupid fucking Londoners or some fucking English question, you know what I mean?
4, a 10.
Ah.
First game lower than a 10. Oh! Bad luck. Giving you a free go. Philip and Sylvia.
What?
7. What do you think? What do you think?
Higher.
Higher than a 7, you say a king. Lower than a king, you say an 8. You want to go for it?
Higher.
You want to go for it?
Lower.
You don't get anything for a
For a
pair.
pair.
We have sudden death. Sudden death. Very important to get control of the board. Philip and Sylvia, you to answer the question. Very important to get control of the board. We asked 100 butchers. Would you marry the girl of your dreams if she insisted you became vegetarian? How many butchers said yes, they would marry a girl who insisted that he became a vegetarian?
Might be a very low number.
I think it'd be very low.
No, I don't know.
25, 28.
Thank you very much, dear.
Higher.
28. 28, you're going for 28. What do you
No!
think?
It's be pretty low because
Make it
yeah, it's that train,
lower
isn't it? Yeah,
Lower than 28. Lower than 28. The actual number who would marry a girl who insisted he became a vegetarian is 30. Oh, it wasn't low. It was just a little bit higher. Yes, the other 70 got a slosh round the chops. Right.
Fucking yes,
So you have
yeah,
control
mate.
of the board. You have control of the board,
What,
Philip
what?
and Sylvia. So
Why are we about
can
there?
change this card, but you have to turn over all these cards to win the game, or you can pass to Ian and Kim, and they have to.
Wait. Right? Why are they all the way fucking back there? Let's go back.
Giving you a free go, Philip and Sylvia from the 7. What do you think? What do you think?
Higher.
Higher than a 7, you say a king.
They won that one,
King, you
right?
say an 8.
They won that one, right? So they won that.
You want to go for it? Higher. You want to go for it? Go for it for the first game.
Okay, so this is the last. Look, this is the one. This is where they were. They were there. They've already got there, like the fucking top couple. They're on the last fucking card, right?
Higher than an 8. Oh! You don't get anything for a pair.
Right. But why was that not moved forward? Oh, they didn't freeze. They should have froze there, and yeah. So that doesn't go up when you get a correct answer. You have to stop. Okay, right. I forgot how this fucking thing. But I'm just saying. I'm just wondering why they're all the way up there. They answered that question, but then they stopped, did they? No, hold on. They didn't stop. They said higher, and they got a king. And their card moved forward to here. From all the way, because they, all the way up, bang, right? They got a king. Well, 10 and 10 is just what a pair. So, I have got no idea why that wasn't moved up to the same fucking place. Okay. Anyway.
70? You think 70? Okay, what do you think, Philip and Sylvia?
Must be higher.
Must be higher?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
must
Would volunteer to give him a bed bath. And they did actually. Very exciting game. Ian and Kim, you to answer the first question. Here we go. We asked 100 nurses. If Bruce Forsyth were a patient on your ward, would you volunteer to give him a bed bath? I always wanted to be in a soap opera. Right. How many nurses said yes? If Bruce Forsyth were a patient on their ward, they would volunteer to give him a bed bath.
How many people do you think is going to give a well-known TV? Because at this time, Bruce Forsyth is a fucking, well-known fucking person. Right? He's like Jimmy Savile with the paedophilia, right? He's like, was it Jay-Z with the wife beating or whatever? No, he did. No, it's like, yeah, he's not, I would say it's fucking 98 fucking %.
And they did actually ask that. Please. So what do you think about this? If you were a nurse, Kim. All right, forget it. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think they would.
They think they would?
It's their profession, isn't it?
It's their profession, yes, but it is me after all. That's the catch. So what do you think? What's that? 70? You think 70? Okay, what do you think, Philip and Sylvia?
Must be higher.
Must be higher?
Yeah,
Oh, really? Well, how lovely of you. I can't wait to see this answer myself. You think, right. The actual number who would volunteer to give him a bed bath is...
86. What?
44? What disappointing, yeah. The other...
What was the question again? Oh, hold on, mate.
Actually, please. So what do you think about this? You can only take pictures when it's raining. Good. But don't worry, there's another Brucey bonus there. If you win the next game, there's another Brucey bonus for you. So game number 2 coming up. You're playing very well, all of you. It's a very exciting game. Ian and Kim, you to answer the first question. Here we go. We asked 100 nurses. An 8. Oh, now it's a little bit higher. Yes, the other 70 got a slosh around the chops. Right. On the board, we asked 100 butchers. Would you marry the girl of your dreams if she insisted you'd be... Oh, it wasn't low, it was just a little bit higher. Yes, the other 70 got a slosh around the chops. Right. So you have control of the board. You have control of the board, Philip and Sylvia. So you can change this card, but you have to turn over all these cards to win the game, or you can pass to Ian and Kim, and they have to turn over this one card to win. So you want to pass, or do you want to play? Your decision.
We'll play.
I think yes, I think you're very wise because they could quite easily close you out there. So you can change the card.
Yes,
okay.
please.
You want to change it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You have a 3, a good card. Higher than a 3, a 4. Higher than a 4. An 8. Oh, now it's a middle card. Higher than 8, you say? You played that very well. They snuck in on you there. Well, if Bruce Forsyth were a patient on your ward, would you volunteer to give him a bed? Good, the cards are playing up. You think 70? OK, what do you think, Philip and Sylvia?
Must be higher, Bruce.
Must be higher? If you were a nurse, Kim. You think 70? OK, what do you think, Philip and Sylvia?
Must be higher, Bruce.
Must be higher?
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, how lovely of you. I can't wait to see this answer myself. You think, oh, right. The actual number who would volunteer to give him a bed bath is... 44.
Yeah, are you fucking sure?
44?
I'd have thought it'd been 90 fucking 4. What the
The other
fuck?
56 are only scrubbers
I think
anyway.
that's tricks. Fucking tricks.
I really am disappointed at that. Right, so there you are. You were, oh right, you were way out, but you still won. OK, so you're off again, Ian and Kim, and you have...
Another fucking ace!
Lower than an ace, you say? A 10? Lower than a 10, you say? Oh! You don't get anything for a pair, not in this game. They'd let you sneak in a game, Philip and Sylvia. You have a base card, a 10. What do you think? Lower than a 10, you say? An ace? Good, the cards are playing up.
The aces are 1 or 11. You know, what the fucking...
Sylvia, you to answer the next question. We asked 100 parliamentary candidates. If an MP commits a crime, should they be punished more severely than a member of the general public?
No.
Good solicitor's question. How many parliamentary candidates said yes, if an MP commits a crime, they should be punished more than severely than a member of the general public? Yes,
No.
you say.
No.
But what do you think?
I
as
think it would be
solicitors?
very high. I think we want to see justice done.
Yes.
Yes?
Would you go for 80?
85.
You think 85?
What?
Now,
Are you
government,
fucking
what do you think?
kidding me? Much
Definitely
more.
lower than that?
Yes.
All right.
30%.
All right. The actual number who said they should be punished more severely is 14. You were way out, Philip and Sylvia, so you were very wise to go lower, but how low could you
I
get?
don't believe they should be punished more severely, you know what I mean? They should be punished the same as everybody else, you know what I mean?
For you. A 2, good. Higher than a 2, that's better. Higher than a 3, you say, oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. You've given him another chance. I can't believe this. Come on, from the 10, Philip and Sylvia.
We'll go higher.
You're going to go higher this time. You shouldn't bother. Right. My goodness, they're playing up, really. Ian and Kim, you to answer this one. We asked 100 men over 65. Which would annoy you more, being described as a silly old fool or being described as a dirty old man? And by the way, I wasn't one that they asked. Just to make sure of that. How many men over 65 said they'd be more annoyed at being called a silly old fool rather than a dirty old man? Your question.
Well, it depends if they mean it jokingly when they say dirty old man.
Yes,
Some
yes,
people
it's
say it
jokingly,
like
yeah,
laughing,
but, you know,
but,
I think they're
more
upset
annoyed at
about
being called a silly old fool rather than a dirty old man.
44.
44?
yeah,
44.
Yeah.
Philip and Sylvia, how about you with this question? Silly old fool?
Can we ask our fathers?
No, you can ask. That's an idea.
Lower.
Yes, we'll go lower.
You're going to go lower, right? The actual number who would be more annoyed at being called a silly old fool is... 45! So you were wrong. What a good guess. yes, in the first place. So there you are. Well done indeed. So you've got one more chance with this ace. I've never known an ace called so much
Lower
trouble. What do you
again,
think?
lower.
Lower than an ace. A 2 again. Higher than a 2. A 5. Higher. You're going higher than a 5. A 4. You have had such bad luck. I can't remember anybody having worse luck. Come along there. What do you think, you two? Lower than a 10. All right. My goodness, it's sudden death. Very important to get control of the board. This is really a very awkward game. It really is. We asked 100 secretaries, would you prefer to work for a man or a woman? How many secretaries said they prefer to work for a man? Philip and Sylvia, your question.
I think it would be a very high number.
Yes? Would you personally, Sylvia?
93.
Yes? 93.
What the fuck?
I think it would be a lot.
Yes, very high.
It'd be a lot.
No, 74, 74, 74.
Say less than that.
A bit less than that.
It can't be fucking, you can't go fucking high. What the fuck? 90 fucking 3, what the fuck?
Oh, you were right.
I said 74, man.
So now
Fucking
you do
hell,
have
man.
the
What the
choice,
fuck?
Ian Kim.
These
Which puts you in the stronger position.
fucking
You can either
Aberdonians, man.
change that
Yeah.
card if you want to,
They are
turn over all
stupid
these
as
cards
a
to win the
fucking-
game, or false. Philip and Sylvia from the 10 to turn over all these cards to win the game. Pass or play? It's up to you.
We'll pass.
You got to pass. I think you're wise in the situation. So Philip and Sylvia, here you go, and this could tie up the match or make it all square. What do you think?
Lower, please.
Lower than a 10. Oh, that's it. That's it. Well done. Well done. And you've won a Brucey bonus, which is an electric hovermower.
And as I said, you know, that was a fix, right? I mean, they go at that point. There's no, you've got to go higher or lower. You can't say the same. You know what I mean? You can't say a pair. You know what I mean? You're getting over it. It's like they put a 10 right in there. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, we just pretend that we didn't know there was going to be a 10 there. But you know, basically they couldn't win. Once it was past them, they couldn't win. Fucking cunt. Fucking game. Anyway, that was Bruce Forsyth, Play Your Cards Right. I think, were we on something? We were on Higginfay? Yeah, this is it.
He knows every single catchphrase you've ever used. I know. He knows everyone.
Oh, yeah. I think we're at a disadvantage here.
Yes.
Laura, because we don't remember any of these shows. You're too young to have seen any of them.
Hang on a second. What you're saying, you're at a disadvantage because Paul and I have stalked Bruce for years. We've become encyclopedic knowledgeable on his career.
You know catchphrases from his old shows?
Yeah.
Yes, you see.
You react to his
And
adverts in the 70s like old friends?
There's a fucking hugely fantastically funny bit coming up very, very fucking shortly. But I need to run to the fucking the kitchen and put some totties and John. Give me a minute, guys. Okay, guys, that's me back. Fucking. I don't know if you heard any shouting in the fucking kitchen. Don't know if you heard me shouting in the kitchen. My fucking sister's having problems with lawyers and shit about fucking inherited property and shit. Like, anyway, I told her fucking January. I told her sack the fucking lawyer that was a lawyer of your husband, and take on a new lawyer and get that, you know, your husband's ex-husband's, you know, your dead husband's lawyers to send all the fucking shit over to them and then get them what we. It's taken. This was in January. He fucking died. This is what, fucking April. Fucking. Yeah, this is April, right? January, February, March. January. He died in January. Didn't get to bury him till March, right? It's like, no, it was at end of February. Oh God, I've got fucking sauce. I'm sorry, I've got sauce. Anyway, in another 2 months, and it's only now my sister's getting information from my dead stepbrother, you know, from her husband's lawyer. It's taken my sister's husband's lawyer 4 months to give her any fucking information about what he owned, stocks and shares and all that shit, right? And I told her in January when he died, I says, the first thing you need to do is get a lawyer and get your lawyer to fucking ask his lawyer to transfer all the shit over. They have got nothing to do with anymore. Their client is dead, right? All you need to get booked in it, actually it took 6 weeks. So he died in January. It was February before I think it's February 28th, 27th or something like that, before they got the death certificate. So, but then she could have went to that one and says, there's the death certificate, he's dead. Here's my lawyer's fucking information, transferred everything you have, all your files, all your information over to my lawyer. And because the thing is, right, my sister's husband's lawyer was his my sister's husband's mother's lawyer, and my sister's husband's mother didn't like Dan and talked lots of shit to that lawyer, so that lawyer's got a bad fucking view of my sister for no fucking reason. And they've been married for how long? They've been married since Peter was like 7 and he's about 30 now, 32. So we're talking about 25 years. Craig only died this year, right? They've been married for about 25 fucking years, right? I knew this lawyer, who was my sister's husband's mother's lawyer. This is taking 4 months for her to start to fucking like give her any information about, you know, stocks and shares and where his money is and stuff like that. And I'm like, how the fuck is it taking this length of fucking time for them to start to settle the estate? 4 fucking months? They're just milking it for fucking money because they get paid every month, you know what I mean? Every month they take money out the assets of the estate. And it's like, 4 fucking months since the guy died, and they're still fucking taking money. I was like, fucking no fucking way, mate. I would be onto the fucking. I think there's the bar. You know, they call it in the bar in America. You know, you go to the bar and you get your license. There's got to be a licensing fucking bar and for lawyers in Scotland as well. I would be onto them and saying, this motherfucking bitch, because it's a female fucking lawyer, is fucking me over. This is how she's treated me. What the fuck is going on? I would get a lawyer and sue the fuckers, man, you know. They've basically just been soaking money up while they told my sister, we'll get back to you, we'll get back to you, we'll get back to you for 4 fucking months. fucking cunt, fucking bastard, fucking cunts, man. Fucking hate motherfuckers that won't fucking do their fucking duty, do their fucking job, you know what I mean? Just fucking do your job, motherfuckers, you know? You're getting fucking paid anyway. Just fucking do your job, do it right, you know what I mean?
When you said stalking, that was a subtle reference to the advert.
It was, yeah. I even have one of his records.
No.
Yeah. Didn't he do well?
Oh, don't.
Didn't he do well? Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, Bruce, you can come at me, but I've got the ammunition. It's all in there.
All right. Do you remember My Little Budgie? My Little Budgie. Everywhere I go.
Is he here tonight?
Oh, no, he's not here tonight.
So you had a song about a budgie that followed you.
Yeah, it was
Were you
awful.
like the sort of softest pirate ever?
What sort of era are we talking about?
You're talking about
Mesolithic?
the 50s. No, early 50s.
Early...
Unbelievable! Has she just been fired out of a cannon?
According to The Sun, which film did she charge £300 to take part in? What's that?
Shut your face!
You can't say that to
I do
my
apologise.
audience. Shut your face, you can't. Remember, I'm the host. £300. Did you give up on this?
No, I don't know.
Actually, she did charge to film a TV obituary tribute to one of her heroes, but refused to say who it was. According to her spokeswoman, she cannot confirm who the obituary is for because that person hasn't died yet. What are you looking at me for? Which show does Diane Abbott regularly appear on?
Politics show.
Yes, presented by Andrew Neil. He no doubt is offering his support. Let's see how he rates her chances of becoming the new Labour leader.
I'm delighted she's running. I think her chances are about 0.
I think the about's in there to try and soften the message.
But she said that the candidates were coming from too limited a pool. And when she announced, it was just one family. But now it's broadened a bit. There's other people called Ed. And there's...
He can't win, because you can't have a Prime Minister called Balls.
Oh, that's very cynical.
Can you imagine Boris Johnson as the Mayor of London? I can't.
It's the Queen's speech, £6 billion worth of cuts. The speech also contained proposals which Nick Clegg described as the biggest shake-up of our democracy since the 1832 Reform Act. Ah, the 1832 Reform Act. I remember it well. It's too. Okay. The music gives you the cue. OK, has my 40-piece orchestra arrived? What? Where? Right, OK, are we ready?
Is it My Little Budgie?
No, it's not. Come fly with me. Let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me. Let's fly away. Oh, come fly with me. Let's float down to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you.
Oh, Christ, boss someone!
Just a minute. Be fair, for goodness sake. I bet you wouldn't have done that if I was Michael Bublé.
If you were Michael Bublé, I would have got up and punched you.
Is the PA strike?
Yeah.
Hey?
But, oh, you were going to say.
Oh, you've got it. You've got it.
I was just lost in his eyes when he was singing. They were having talks, and then one of them tweeted from inside the meeting, and then protesters stormed in shouting, "Kill Willie, get Willie," because they couldn't just shout "Kill Willie," because that would be too aggressive, and if they just shouted "Get Willie," that could be misconstrued.
The negotiations of the weekend were going well until Derek Simpson started tweeting commentary on how the confidential talks were going.
Yeah.
Shut up! Shut up! If you support the cabin crew, leave the building. There's no one else going.
This has been a meeting being broken up by the SWP, who are trying to treat this one of the great industrial disputes of the modern age. And this is about free flying perks. People who give you drinks on a trolley. It's hardly the steel strike, is it? It's not the miners.
I think one of the biggest perks of their job is actually having an airline to work for.
Yeah?
Of course, the Ryanair cabin crews, they've been protesting because they want their travel perks taken away.
According to another Simpson tweet, there are a few people unhappy with my tweeting, calling me a moron, a dick, and several unrepeatable names.
You just said dick on the telly.
I know, I did.
You just said dick.
I'm getting the feel of it. Right.
It's Dirty Bruce.
Oh, shut up.
It's too hot for TV.
That's what all the people say. Oh, come on, for goodness sake.
To be honest, no. What are you doing? No, it's just you are approaching her again. I was a little bit...
Well, she didn't do her buzzer, did she?
Yeah, because there was a look
she
of
didn't
terror
press her
in her
buzzer.
eyes. It looked up as if to say, don't come near me, Bruce. I was saving her. That's a panic alarm. And to be honest with you, the way you were lying on that desk, I was worried about your hips.
My hips are all right. I'd have a hip test with you.
Yes.
I test with you, and a hip test with you.
There isn't even a thing called a hip test. Yes. That is even more sinister. I'll give you a hip test any day. No.
Hip test?
A hip test.
Get up here. Look. You little short ass. Get on your proper height. Now give me a hip. Right, then. That's a hip test.
I would do it back.
And it's only just started.
Yeah. Good Lord. Right. I can't believe I've just had a hip fight. I hope I don't get hepatitis.
OK, what was that all about?
Scientists have created an artificial life form.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
Yeah, it's a new thing, and
It's hosting his show next week.
This is the news that the controversial American scientist Dr. Craig Venter has created a form of artificial life. What's this new synthetic life form been nicknamed?
Is it Barry?
No.
Barry Williams.
Oh,
Something
Cynthia.
like
It was called Cynthia.
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 Yes, that's a pretty name, isn't it, Cynthia? Now, how might we be able to use these synthetic life forms to our advantage?
Reality TV show contest.
It may be that this life form can clear up pollution.
Yes.
It may be able to create new crops,
Yes.
cure cancer, solve poverty. But at the moment, it's just a very small bacterium.
Bit of hoovering.
Yeah.
Like dusting around the house.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Coffee
How has
making.
Craig Venter reassured prophets of doom?
It's completely out of my control. Oh, my God, what have I done?
Cynthia will not grow outside the lab unless it is deliberately injected or sprayed into a goat.
At what point would it accidentally enter a goat? I mean, we've all done it.
Sometimes it ain't no accident.
Exactly.
How did eminent Professor Steve Jones describe Craig Venter?
Dr. Frankenstein? A genius?
No, it's very easy to mock Venter. When he first appeared, people just sneered at him. But they stopped sneering when they saw his brilliance in realising that the genome was not a problem of chemistry, but a problem of computer power. He continued, having said that, though, the man is clearly a swear word. Anyway, fingers on buzzers, teams. Here's your last clue. With my little stick of Blackpool rock, I stroll along the promenade.
Blackpool have been promoted to the Premier League.
Quite right, well done indeed, Paul.
First time they've been in the top division since about 1971, I think.
Absolutely, yes.
Is that right, Ian?
That's absolutely right. Well done, Paul.
Yeah.
This is the news that, against the odds, Blackpool Football Club has been promoted to the Premiership after beating Cardiff City in the playoff final at Wembley. This is a fan after the match.
I'm speechless. I got on there yesterday. I can't believe I did check yesterday. It's
last time. Apparently the whole town turned tangerine, and apparently it was like Dale Winton and all his family turning up.
Dale Winton.
He's a very orange man.
Yeah, I know.
You can lick him, it cures scurvy.
The club will earn a reported 90 million over the next few years as a result. Of course, losing such a highly lucrative match could spell financial disaster for Cardiff City. Or to put it another way, bad game, bad game. Blackpool's manager Ian Holloway...
I'll be back in a minute, guys, because I've got to go and check on my tortoise and shit, right? Okay, that's it. My tortoise are done, my green beans are done, my beef burger casserole is done. So that's what we were having tonight anyway for dinner, in case anybody's interested. I'm not going to give you pictures of it. I'm not a tweeter. Just letting you know that I'm just wanting you know we're having beef burger casserole with green beans, long green beans. I didn't chop them. I just chopped the ends off and boiled them, and small Jersey. No, the Scottish, not Jersey. Small Scottish Charlotte potatoes. So there you go.
He's a noted wit. What he did say about the rule restricting players from removing their shirts during matches. He said, I don't see the problem, they enjoy it, and the young ladies enjoy it too. I suppose that's one of the main reasons women come to football games, to see the young men take their shirts off. Of course, they'd have to go and watch another team because my lads... I didn't have to finish it, did I? Which means at the end of this round, it's Ian and Laura. 2. Oh, that's lovely.
It's like Blackpool in miniature.
Have you got one? Oh, yours are in red.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find something here, right?
Recycling centre.
The parking sign, which
this is
has
the plant.
had a tree.
Oh, hang on.
Was named. That was the E30. The biggest Edmonds was so.
No, it's got to be up here. It can't be up here somewhere. Right?
Good enough.
Like to stop.
Looking at me.
Like a Columbus.
Laura, because
young to were.
We're in a rope or two, we can get the bladder flu. It ain't nowhere.
I'm after a bruisey bonus.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if I. Did we see this? Wait.
No, he's not here tonight.
So you had a song about a budgie that followed you. Were you like the sort of softest pirate ever?
What sort of era are we talking about?
You're talking about
Mesolithic or
the early 50s.
Early 50s.
No, early 60s.
Early 60s. Sort of time of the Beatles and the Stones.
And My Little Budgie. Comedy novelty records, huge hits in the 60s, weren't they?
Oh, they were.
Yeah, Bernard Cribbins had several.
Hole in the ground.
Yeah. Right said Fred.
Climbing up a ladder, left his crowbar, going on now. Is he in trouble? Off down a robber, we're getting nowhere. And so we had a cup of tea. And Charlie had a think and he said, look, Fred, I've got a sort of feeling. If we remove the ceiling, with a rope or two, we can get the blood flu. All right, said Fred. Was he in trouble?
Oh, you remembered all that.
That was the thing I was hoping to run into, but it wasn't down here, it was up there. Anyway, so that's, yeah, that's Higgin Fee and stuff, politics and shit. We could go into other stuff, I suppose. Like, they did mention, Sunday, yeah, here we go. Right, now that's 4 years ago. Oh my God, she's got a serious face on her. Right, so, ooh, not a bit with a good part on Sunday politics, full interview. I tell you, Nigeria's political party is not defined by ideologies or some part to Sunday politics. Let's see what they say here.
In 2013, 2014.
No,
that
is not. This is what.
Now, the critical thing here, Andrew, I think that people will want to understand, rather than
Sunday
this sort of
politics.
Paxo-style interview. The critical thing here is that the Conservative Party spending plans are much, much deeper and much greater than ours, and that they will be deeper.
Sunday politics. There we go. Yeah. It's still giving the same shit, isn't it? That's Sunday. If I spell politics, yeah, politics, Sunday politics. (2017) Brexit, we all love a good Brexit.
Again, MPs rejected Theresa May's Brexit plan, albeit by the smallest margin yet. The Prime Minister was able to persuade some key Brexiteers to back her plan, including Boris Johnson, Jacob Rees-Mogg and Dominic Raab. But the DUP remained...
I'm sorry, but that's what? No. Sunday politics 2016. I've got to get... That's fucking not right. Right. There we go. Andrew fucking Marr. Andrew Neil. I thought Andrew... Oh, no way. Don't talk about power.
Piers, will he change as president? Because he hasn't changed.
Right. We all know Piers Morgan is a complete cunt. Right. And I'm sure that this show is going to show him up for complete shit. Because I'm sure his name's Andrew Marr. Is it not Andrew Marr? Is he not Andrew Marr? I might have been watching far too much fucking... internet shit. Anyway.
The run-up to being inaugurated.
No, I don't think he will. I don't think he sees any point in changing. Why would he change from the personality that just won? As he just said, I won. And all the bleeding heart liberals in the world can all weep, wail and gnash their teeth and say how ghastly this all is and Hillary should have won and so on. But actually, he's got an incredible mandate. Remember, Trump has the House, he has the Senate, he's going to have the Supreme Court. He's got incredible power right now, and he doesn't have to listen to anybody. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and specifically about Twitter, and I asked him what the impact was of Twitter, and he said, look, I had 16 million people following me on Twitter, the same again on Facebook. I was able to bypass mainstream media, bypass all normal political convention, and talk directly to potential voters. Secondly, I could turn on the TV in the morning, I could see a rival getting all the airtime, and I could fire off a tweet, he said, for free. He was a marketing man, he loved that, and boom, on the news agenda again. And he said, and he was able to use that magnificent. And as he says, Twitter to him didn't cost him $1.
So he's going to carry on tweeting in the middle of the night as President of the United States?
Well, he doesn't sleep much. I mean, he literally, in the last 6 weeks of the election campaign, I was told he was living off 21 hours of sleep a night. But you've got to remember about Trump. He's never had an alcoholic drink, never had a cigarette, never had a drug. He's a very fit guy for 70. He's got incredible energy. He's incredibly competitive. And he's, at his heart, a businessman. If you look at him as a political ideologue, you completely miss the point of Trump. That's why I think don't take anything he says completely literally. Look upon it as a negotiating point that he started from and try and do business with him as a business person would, and you may be pleasantly surprised.
I'm sorry, but you're supposed to be dealing with the President of the United States as a businessman. Does that mean you can buy your way into getting America to like lay off? Well, I know I'm this horrible leader, you know, I murder my people, but I give Donald Trump $4 million. Donald, and America, leave me alone to murder my people. Okay, we've come to a gentleman's agreement, and I make sure my people go to your hotel, spend $4 million over the next 4 years, and we're okay. Hey, Donald? Oh, fantastic. You know, is that the way that America wants to be seen? It does its fucking diplomatic negotiations with, retarded fucking murdering, shit cunts around the world. I'm sorry. Piers, I'm sorry. This picture is evil. It is fucking evil. It's fucktarded. And I know that you're quite fucking happy. I can see it in your eyes. Your dead lizard fucking eyes, Piers. You think that's perfectly fine for the President of the United States to do deals like this overseas for money so America won't attack them, and then America will attack other people and say, well, if you don't pay us money, you know what? Bombs fall on your fucking head. You know, is that the way the world has got to look at America now? That, well, it's not about whether you're a democracy, it's not about whether you're doing good for your people, it's about whether you pay Donald Trump fucking money. Because we're going to bomb your fucking ass if you don't pay Donald. Is that what fucking Piers Morgan just fucking said? Is that what?
There's one thing that does strike me, which is he treats the press or the media entirely different from any other politician or main politician, in that normally the politicians try to get the media off a particular subject.
Why has nobody who ever gets on fucking TV and talks to Trump supporters asked them that fucking question? So it's okay that you're a murdering, horrific, torturing bastard, but if I put my American diplomats through Trump's fucking hotel for 4 years, paying you Donald Trump $4 million, you won't bomb me, you won't attack me, but if I'm one of your allies, America's allies for the last fucking 100 fucking years, yeah, if I don't pay Donald Trump, you're going to bomb Europe. You're going to fucking bomb Europe, you fucking retard. Is that the fucking state we've come to now? We've got to pay fucking America not to kill us? Is that the fucking state of fucking the world's fucking diplomacy? Piers Morgan, you fucking wanker.
Or they try to conciliate with the media. He just comes and punches the media in the nose when he doesn't like. This could catch on, you know.
There are two things. You're absolutely right. That is, I mean, for a start, no one could accuse him of letting that victory go to his head. You know, he hasn't suddenly said, well, I've won, I'll now be this lofty president. He's exactly the same as he was before. And you're absolutely right. What's fascinating in the relationship with the media, I haven't met, and I'm sure you haven't, us a lot haven't, met a party leader who isn't obsessed with the media, but they pretend not to be. You know, they say, I bump into people who say, oh, someone told me about a column, I didn't read it, of course. He doesn't pretend. He's utterly transparent in his obsession with the media. Now, how that plays out, who knows? But it's a completely different dynamic than anyone's seen before.
But here's the issue. He has appointed an unusual a cabinet that you could criticize.
An unusual cabinet. He's appointed a bunch of fucking retards to try and run the government. And how has that worked out for America? Remember, we are now in fucking 2019, right? We remember when Trump got elected in 2016 and he kept telling you, I've got all the fucking best people, right? I'm going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. How's that all fucking worked out for you? Look, I'll be back in a minute. I've got to go and put some fucking food out. I'm fucking sick of these fucking fanny ass fucking wankers like fucking Piers Morgan fucking fannying up to fucking Donald Trump and thinking that he's the fucking greatest thing since, I don't know, syphilis. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's going to infect the fucking world with his syphilitic fucking... Yeah. Anyway, yeah, like, whatever. I'm going to just let this go. I'm going to come back shortly, but I'm going to let this go and see what... I don't know what this guy said. I can't remember, but it's a long time ago. And then we'll move on to something more recent and see what you think about it.
Criticized in many ways, but nearly all of them are independent people in their own right. A lot of them are wealthy too. They have their own views. They might not like what he tweets at 3 in the morning, and he does have to deal with this cabinet now. I mean, Mad Dog Mattis, the Defense Secretary, he might not like what's said about China at 3 in the morning.
He might not, and I think this is where it gets very complicated. I mean, we can't imagine here in our political system any kind of appointments like this. You simply wouldn't have a lineup of billionaires of the kind of background that he has chosen. But I don't think that's going to stop him, as Piers said, saying and tweeting what he thinks. Yes, maybe it'll cause him some internal issues when the following day he has to square it with whatever they think, but, you know, he's just going to press ahead.
Are we any clearer yet in terms of policy? And I know policy hasn't really featured hugely, or bigly, as somebody might say, in this in the campaign of 2016. Do we have any real clear idea yet what Mr. Trump is hoping to achieve?
Well, he has had some consistent themes going back over 20, 25 years. One of them is a deep skepticism about international trade and the kind of deals that America has been doing over that period. And it's been so consistent that it's hard to spin as just something you say during the course of a campaign to get elected. Ultimately, I think Piers is correct that he won't change. When he won the election and he gave a relatively magnanimous victory speech, I thought, actually, his ego has been sated, he's got what he wants, he will end up governing as a slightly eccentric New York liberal, everything will be fine. Now, in the intervening weeks, it's come to my attention that that might not be entirely true. And it's a test, it's a real test of the American system, the checks and balances, the foreign policy establishment, which is about to have all their orthodoxies disrupted. It's the biggest test of the American system, quite possibly,
well,
since
I think
the
it's the
Civil
end
War.
of the system. I mean, I think he's completely ripped up the American political system. Washington, as we know it, is dead. Trump is going to do things his way. He doesn't care, frankly, what any of us think, however venerable we may be. And in the end, what Trump is betting on is if he can deliver for the people that voted for him, who felt disaffected, disenfranchised. 70% of Americans, remember, before the election, despite what Barack Obama would have you believe, were disaffected with the way the country was heading. And they voted accordingly. They want to see jobs, they want to see the economy in good shape, they want to feel secure, they want to feel that immigration has been tightened. And if Trump can deliver on those main themes for the Rust Belt communities of America, I'm telling you, he will go down as a very successful president. And all the offensive rhetoric and the argy-bargy with CNN and whatever it may be will be completely irrelevant.
Let me finish with Mr. Trump on a parochial question. Is it fair to say that he's quite well disposed to this country, and that he would like that he's up for a speedy free trade, a bilateral free trade deal?
Well, here's where I think we've got to be sensible as a country. And you can mock and abuse him all you like, but come Friday, he's the President of the United States, the most powerful man in the world. He said to me he feels half British. His mum was born and raised in Scotland until she was 18 years old. He feels half British. He loves Britain. His own mother used to love watching the Queen. And he feels very, you know, I would roll out the red carpet for Trump, bring him, let him meet Her Majesty, talk about his mum. Because the crucial point for us, surely, as a country, is coming out of Brexit, and now it looks like a hard Brexit, if we can do a very speedy deal within an 18-month period with the United States, which really sends a message to the world, we're back in the game, that is a hugely beneficial thing for this country.
Okay, well...
I am British. Never before has the phrase "I am British" elicited so much pity. I come from an island where many of us like to believe there's been a lot of continuity over the last 1,000 years. We tend to have historically imposed change on others, but done much less of it ourselves. So it came as an immense shock to me when I woke up on the morning of the 24th of June to discover that my country had voted to leave the European Union, my Prime Minister had resigned, and Scotland was considering a referendum that could bring to an end the very existence of the United Kingdom. So that was an immense shock for me, and it was an immense shock for many people. But it was also something that over the following several days created a complete political meltdown in my country. There were calls for a second referendum, almost as if, following a sports match, we could ask the opposition for a replay. Everybody was blaming everybody else. People blamed the Prime Minister for calling the referendum in the first place. They blamed the leader of the opposition for not fighting it hard enough. The young accused the old. The educated blamed the less well-educated. That complete meltdown was made even worse by the most tragic element of it. Levels of xenophobia and racist abuse in the streets of Britain at a level that I have never seen before in my lifetime. People are now talking about whether my country is becoming a Little England, or as one of my colleagues put it, whether we're about to become a 1950s nostalgia theme park floating in the Atlantic Ocean. But my question is really, should we have the degree of shock that we've experienced since? Was it something that took place overnight? Or are there deeper structural factors that have led us to where we are today? So I want to take a step back and ask two very basic questions. First, what does Brexit represent, not just for my country, but for all of us around the world? And second, what can we do about it? How should we all respond? So first, what does Brexit represent? Hindsight is a wonderful thing. Brexit teaches us many things about our society and about societies around the world. It highlights in ways that we seem embarrassingly unaware of how divided our societies are. The vote split along lines of age, education, class, and geography. Young people didn't turn out to vote in great numbers, but those that did wanted to remain. Older people really wanted to leave the European Union. Geographically, it was London and Scotland that most strongly committed to being part of the European Union, while in other parts of the country, there was very strong ambivalence. Those divisions are things we really need to recognize and take seriously. But more profoundly, the vote teaches us something about the nature of politics today. Contemporary politics is no longer just about right and left. It's no longer just about tax and spend. It's about globalization. The fault line of contemporary politics is between those that embrace globalization and those that fear globalization. If we look at why those who wanted to leave, we call them leavers as opposed to remainers, we see two factors in the opinion polls that really mattered. The first was immigration, and the second, sovereignty. And these represent a desire for people to take back control of their own lives, and the feeling that they are unrepresented by politicians. But those ideas are ones that signify fear and alienation. They represent a retreat back towards nationalism and borders in ways that many of us would reject. What I want to suggest is the picture is more complicated than that liberal internationalists like myself, and I firmly include myself in that picture, need to write ourselves back into the picture in order to understand how we've got to where we are today. When we look at the voting patterns across the United Kingdom, we can visibly see the divisions. The blue areas show Remain, and the red areas Leave. When I looked at this, what personally struck me was the very little time in my life I've actually spent in many of the red areas. I suddenly realized that looking at the top 50 areas in the UK that had the strongest Leave vote, I've spent a combined total of 4 days of my life in those areas. In some of those places, I didn't even know the names of the voting districts. It was a real shock to me, and it suggested that people like me who think of ourselves as inclusive, open, and tolerant perhaps don't know our own countries and societies nearly as well as we like to believe. And the challenge that comes from that is we need to find a new way to narrate globalization to those people, to recognize that for those people who have not necessarily been to university, who haven't necessarily grown up with the internet, that don't get opportunities to travel, they may be unpersuaded by the narrative that we find persuasive in our often liberal bubbles. It means that we need to reach out more broadly and understand. In the Leave vote, a minority have peddled the politics of fear and hatred, creating lies and mistrust around, for instance, the idea that the vote on Europe could reduce the number of refugees and asylum seekers coming to Europe, when the vote on leaving had nothing to do with immigration from outside the European Union. But for a significant majority of the Leave voters, the concern was disillusionment with the political establishment. This was a protest vote for many, a sense that nobody represented them, that they couldn't find a political party that spoke for them, and so they rejected that political establishment. This replicates around Europe and much of the liberal democratic world. We see it with the rise in popularity of Donald Trump in the United States, with the growing nationalism of Viktor Orban in Hungary, with the increasing popularity of Marine Le Pen in France. The spectre of Brexit is in all of our societies. So the question I think we need to ask is my second question, which is how should we collectively respond? For all of us who care about creating liberal, open, tolerant societies, we urgently need a new vision, a vision of a more tolerant, inclusive globalization, one that brings people with us rather than leaving them behind. That vision of globalization is one that has to start by a recognition of the positive benefits of globalization. The consensus amongst economists is that free trade, the movement of capital, the movement of people across borders, benefit everyone on aggregate. The consensus amongst international relations scholars is that globalization brings interdependence, which brings cooperation and peace. But globalization also has redistributive effects. It creates winners and losers. To take the example of migration, we know that immigration is a net positive for the economy as a whole, under almost all circumstances. But we also have to be very aware that there are redistributive consequences. That importantly, low-skilled immigration can lead to a reduction in wages for the most impoverished in our societies and also put pressure on house prices. That doesn't detract from the fact that it's positive, but it means more people have to share in those benefits and recognize them. In 2002, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan, gave a speech at Yale University. And that speech was on the topic of inclusive globalization. That was the speech in which he coined that term. And he said, and I paraphrase, "The glass house of globalization has to be open to all if it is to remain secure. Bigotry and ignorance are the ugly face of exclusionary and antagonistic globalization." That idea of inclusive globalization was briefly revived in 2008 in a conference on progressive governance involving many of the leaders of European countries. But amid austerity and the financial crisis of 2008, the concept disappeared almost without trace. Globalization has been taken to support a neoliberal agenda. It's perceived to be part of an elite agenda rather than something that benefits all. And it needs to be reclaimed on a far more inclusive basis than it is today. So the question is, how can we achieve that goal? How can we balance, on the one hand, addressing fear and alienation, while on the other hand, refusing vehemently to give in to xenophobia and nationalism? That is the question for all of us. And I think as a social scientist that social science offers some places to start. Our transformation has to be about both ideas and about material change. And I want to give you 4 ideas as a starting point. The first relates to the idea of civic education. What stands out from Brexit is the gap between public perception and empirical reality. It's been suggested that we've moved to a post-factual society where evidence and truth no longer matter, and lies have equal status to the clarity of evidence. So how can we rebuild respect for truth and evidence into our liberal democracies? It has to begin with education, but it has to start with a recognition that there are huge gaps. In 2014, the pollster Ipsos Mori published a survey on attitudes to immigration, and it showed that as numbers of immigrants increase, so public concern with immigration also increases. Although it obviously didn't unpack causality, because this could equally be to do not so much with numbers, but the political and media narrative around it. But the same survey also revealed huge public misinformation and misunderstanding about the nature of immigration. For example, in these attitudes in the United Kingdom, the public believed that levels of asylum were a greater proportion of immigration than they were. But they also believed the levels of educational migration were far lower as a proportion of overall migration than they actually are. So we have to address this misinformation, the gap between perception and reality on key aspects of globalization. And that can't just be something that's left to our schools, although that's important to begin at an early age. It has to be about lifelong civic participation and public engagement that we all encourage as societies. The second thing that I think is an opportunity is the idea to encourage more interaction across diverse communities. One of the things that stands out for me very strikingly, looking at immigration attitudes in the United Kingdom, is that ironically, the regions of my country that are the most tolerant of immigrants have the highest numbers of immigrants. So for instance, London and the South East have the highest numbers of immigrants, and they are also by far the most tolerant areas. It's those areas of the country that have the lowest levels of immigration that actually are the most exclusionary and intolerant towards migrants. So we need to encourage exchange programs. We need to ensure that older generations who maybe can't travel get access to the internet. We need to encourage, even on a local and national level, more movement, more participation, more interaction with people who we don't know and whose views we might not necessarily agree with. The third thing that I think is crucial, though, and this is really fundamental, is we have to ensure that everybody shares in the benefits of globalization. This illustration from the Financial Times post-Brexit is really striking. It shows tragically that those people who voted to leave the European Union were those who actually benefited the most materially from trade with the European Union. But the problem is that those people in those areas didn't perceive themselves to be beneficiaries. They didn't believe that they were actually getting access to material benefits of increased trade and increased mobility around the world. I work on questions predominantly to do with refugees. And one of the ideas I spend a lot of my time preaching, mainly to developing countries around the world, is that in order to encourage the integration of refugees, we can't just benefit the refugee populations, we also have to address the concerns of the host communities in local areas. But in looking at that, one of the policy prescriptions is that we have to provide disproportionately better education facilities, health facilities, access to social services in those regions of high immigration to address the concerns of those local populations. But while we encourage that around the developing world, we don't take those lessons home and incorporate them in our own societies. Furthermore, if we're going to really take seriously the need to ensure people share in the economic benefits, our businesses and corporations need a model of globalization that recognizes that they too have to take people with them. The fourth and final idea I want to put forward is an idea that we need more responsible politics. There's very little social science evidence that compares attitudes on globalization. But from the surveys that do exist, what we can see is there's huge variation across different countries and time periods in those countries for attitudes and tolerance of questions like migration and mobility on the one hand and free trade on the other. But one hypothesis that I think emerges from a cursory look at that data is the idea that polarized societies are far less tolerant of globalization. It's the societies like Sweden in the past, like Canada today, where there is a centrist politics, where right and left work together, that we encourage supportive attitudes towards globalization. And what we see around the world today is a tragic polarization, a failure to have dialogue between the extremes in politics and a gap in terms of that liberal center ground that can encourage communication and a shared understanding. We might not achieve that today, but at the very least, we have to call upon our politicians and our media to drop a language of fear and be far more tolerant of one another. These ideas are very tentative, and that's in part because this needs to be an inclusive and shared project. I am still British. I am still European. I am still a global citizen. For those of us who believe that our identities are not mutually exclusive, we have to all work together to ensure that globalization takes everyone with us and doesn't leave people behind. Only then will we truly reconcile democracy and globalization. Thank you.
I've been thinking a lot about the world recently and how it's changed over the last 20, 30, 40 years. 20 or 30 years ago, if a chicken caught a cold and sneezed and died in a remote village in East Asia, it would have been a tragedy for the chicken and its closest relatives, but I don't think there was much possibility of us fearing a global pandemic and the deaths of millions. 20 or 30 years ago, if a bank in North America lent too much money to some people who couldn't afford to pay it back, and the bank went bust, that was bad for the lender and bad for the borrower, but we didn't imagine it would bring the global economic system to its knees for nearly a decade. This is globalization. This is the miracle that has enabled us to transship our bodies and our minds and our words and our pictures and our ideas and our teaching and our learning around the planet ever faster and ever cheaper. It's brought a lot of bad stuff, like the stuff that I just described, but it's also brought a lot of good stuff. A lot of us are not aware of the extraordinary successes of the Millennium Development Goals. several of which have achieved their targets long before the due date. That proves that this species of humanity is capable of achieving extraordinary progress if it really acts together and it really tries hard. But if I had to put it in a nutshell these days, I sort of feel that globalization has taken us by surprise, and we've been slow to respond to it. If you look at the downside of globalization, it really does seem to be sometimes overwhelming. All of the grand challenges that we face today, like climate change and human rights and demographics and terrorism and pandemics and narco-trafficking and human slavery and species loss, I could go on. We're not making an awful lot of progress against an awful lot of those challenges. So in a nutshell, that's the challenge that we all face today at this interesting point in history. That's clearly what we've got to do next. We've somehow got to get our act together, and we've got to figure out how to globalize the solutions better so that we don't simply become a species which is the victim of the globalization of problems. Why are we so slow at achieving these advances? What's the reason for it? Well, there are, of course, a number of reasons, but perhaps the primary reason is because we're still organized as a species in the same way that we were organized 200 or 300 years ago. There's one superpower left on the planet, and that is the 7 billion people, the 7 billion of us who caused all these problems, the same 7 billion, by the way, who will resolve them all. But how are those 7 billion organized? They're still organized in 200 or so nation states, and the nations have governments that make rules and cause us to behave in certain ways. And that's a pretty efficient system. But the problem is that the way that those laws are made and the way those governments think is absolutely wrong for the solution of global problems, because it all looks inwards. The politicians that we elect and the politicians we don't elect, on the whole, have minds that microscope. They don't have minds that telescope. They look in. They pretend, they behave as if they believed that every country was an island that existed quite happily independently of all the others on its own little planet in its own little solar system. This is the problem. Countries competing against each other, countries fighting against each other. This week, as any week you care to look at, you'll find people actually trying to kill each other from country to country. But even when that's not going on, there's competition between countries, each one trying to shaft the next. This is clearly not a good arrangement. We clearly need to change it. We clearly need to find ways of encouraging countries to start working together a little bit better. And why won't they do that? Why is it that our leaders still persist in looking inwards? Well, the first and most obvious reason is because that's what we ask them to do. That's what we tell them to do. When we elect governments or when we tolerate unelected governments, we're effectively telling them that what we want is for them to deliver us, in our country, a certain number of things. We want them to deliver prosperity, growth, competitiveness, transparency, justice, and all of those things. So unless we start asking our governments to think outside a little bit, to consider the global problems that will finish us all if we don't start considering them, then we can hardly blame them if what they carry on doing is looking inwards, if they still have minds that microscope rather than minds that telescope. That's the first reason why things tend...
What the hell is this? What is it?
I've been thinking a lot about the world recently, and how it's changed over the last 20, 30...
See this bullshit about what country...
Piers, will he change as president? Because he hasn't changed.
Care, frankly, what any of us think, however venerable we may be. And in the end, what Trump is betting on is if he can deliver for the people that voted for him, who felt disaffected.
No, Trump's not betting on fucking delivering for anybody but him and his own fucking family. And see, look at her, look at this girl in the background to your right. Look at this fucking bitch here, this girl, right? He's like, no, what the fuck? He's looking at him thinking, are you a fucking idiot? Are you just trying to fucking say shit so you're going to get paid in America? And see, look at the smirk on her face. She's listening to this wanker, right? And she's going, oh my god. Yeah, he's either caught up in the fucking Trump fantasy, or he's one of these fucking fuck yous motherfuckers who's getting paid, and it's like, you know, the earth is flat. You know, the earth is flat, and nothing you can say can fucking change my mind because I know the earth is flat. They know the earth is fucking a globe, but they're like, I make money out of fucking YouTube videos. I can't say the earth is fucking round. You know, this is fucking, this wanker, right? Fucking Piers Morgan.
70% of Americans, remember, before the election, despite what Barack Obama would have you believe, were disaffected with the way the country was heading. And they voted accordingly. They want to see jobs. They want to see the economy in good shape. They want to feel secure. They want to feel that immigration...
I don't know what he's fucking talking about, right? When Trump came into fucking power, the economy, as far as, you know, the economy today that Trump's fucking tout and he fucking fixed, right, was improving and getting to the stage. Well, what was the, hold on, right, so, let me have a quick Google fucking search open, right, Google, the American GDP in 2016 was 18.62 trillion. Okay, so let's do another fucking search. Hold on. Why is that showing me that? Wait, American GDP in 2016, it shows me a graph. American GDP. (2018). Okay, so that's 18.62. Is that? I don't even see. So that's estimated for 2019. So what is it in 2018? 2018? Ghana, no. 20.8. So 2016 it was 18. 20.8. It's 20. Let's do another one. American GDP in 2014 was 17 trillion. So the gross domestic product of the United States ran at a rate of 20.8 trillion and 17.4 trillion, 18.6 trillion. So that went up like basically a trillion a year anyway under Obama. So this is 2016. 2017, it was 19. 2018, you would expect it to be 20. Yeah, and yeah, 20. So it went up a trillion a year. It was 17. In 2014 it was 17, and 2016 it was 18.6, 17.4. So it only went up. Well, there's a discount. So America, under Trump, it's went up a trillion a year, and under Obama, it's going up what, 3/4 of a trillion. What is the GDP? 2030. So, gross domestic product, 2008, 14.7. That's going to, I asked for 2008 to 2013. What? Wait. Okay, right. Did they misunderstand my my question? 2009 it fell by 3.8. 2008 so around about 2008 it fell by 3.8. How can I not get a graph? Right, hold on. Graph. Right. So. There we go. Right, so 2008 to 2016. Oh, look at that. Fuck that. Peter, oh my, look at that. 2016, yeah. So it peaks and goes down, peaks going down, peaks. So this is like where Obama came in, right? You know, see it's 2008. And it's like, not bad, oh, poof. So you've got a 2-year lag, I think, there. Is that it? I don't. Let's have a look at this, right? What the fuck? Where's... There it is. Right, so... What the fuck? That is... Can I please get a fucking graph that's going to fucking stay the fucking same? What the fuck is going on here? Okay, so this is like... Percentage change from quarter 1 year ago. Right. 2008. Oh, so these are quarters. I wanted. Anyway, so 2008, Obama gets elected. 2 months later, it's like plunging. Obama didn't do that because it was going down anyway, and it went all the way down here. And Obama was like, what the fucker? He bailed all the fucking shit out. He gave banks trillions of dollars. He bailed out all the fucking, car manufacturers. Gave them fucking hundreds of millions as well, right? And then 2010, oh my God, America starts to come back, and it peaks there about December 2010 getting into 2011, and it goes down a bit to 2012. Yeah, well, because everybody's worried about because there's an election in 2012, right? And then the election happens and it goes back up, and it comes down a bit, and it goes boom again because it's 2011. I don't know what happened in 2011, right? But it drops a fucking huge amount. And then we get 2014, there's another election, a by-election, shoots up a bit, drops, shoots up, it's 2016, it's dropped down. You can see it always drops down when you come to election, right? So 2016, and then it's a gradual growth from 2016. Can we see from 2016 to 2019? Don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. graph we should be looking at. What? Right, so this might, no, that's Indiana. American GDP. US GDP is, yeah, but that's quarters. That's not. Are they deliberately trying to hide shit from us, man? What the fuck is going on? Right, so real GDP growth equals growth from preceding quarter equals growth from preceding year. I don't even know what that fucking is. Why do you have to complicate it? Because I can't really make head in the fucking shit. 2014. Growth from preceding quarter. It goes from there to there in 2014. That's under Obama. 2016. It was 2016 the election, wasn't it? Trump takes over. This is Obama. It's not terrible, and then Trump never gets to the 2015 fucking peak. Never. So Donald Trump is telling you he's got the greatest, the best fucking recovery, profit, growth, jobs and all that. Yeah, don't get me wrong, look, he's got some nice months, nice quarters, because the blues go preceding quarter, so he's got some nice quarters, oh my god, but look, even Obama, and his last couple of years before the election, when he was getting shit on everywhere, and then everybody fucking lost confidence because they had no idea what was going on. They stopped investing and shit. They put all their money into China and all that crap. Yeah, but up until that point, he was getting good growth, even quarterly, and good growth, per annum. You know what I mean? Even Trump's best year up to 2018 doesn't even get up to fucking Obama's 2015 top. You know what I mean? And his quarterly fucking GDP growth never gets anywhere near fucking Obama's 5%. How can Trump turn around and say he's got the best economic fucking... What? Where? Show me. Where? What the fuck? Source, Bureau of Economic Analysis. I mean, I'm just trying to pick something that actually looks normal. Because, I mean, I don't know what this means. This is 1940. This is great. This is from 1900. That's no good. I would be looking at this tiny wee bit up in the fucking corner. How am I going to see any fucking shit there? What is this? 2004 to 2016. Japanese growth, US. So this is, it's not GDP, it's growth. What about this? This is fucking every fucking country in the world. So that's no what I want to look at either. So yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, none of this is of any fucking use. Real GDP and GDO. What the fuck is GDO? I've never even heard of fucking GDO. But anyway, and this is like climate fucking change or something. I'm sorry, I just don't know what fucking graph to look at here. Real gross domestic product, but that's only for fucking one state, isn't it? Yeah, St. Louis. St. Louis is one fucking. It's not even a state; it's a city. What the fuck? That can fucking go. What's that? Real gross domestic product for St. Louis. What the? Go away. American GDP. 2016 to 2019, real GDP. Sorry? Real GDP. How can I not? What's this? United States Indiana? What the fuck? Indiana? Really? Fuck off, right? So apparently they don't want to show it. So for some reason you can't fucking just go. I mean, I can go there. Was it there? You know, not that. Where was it? That no, go away. Right. So American GDP 2016. Alright, so it's always going up. You can see it's always going up. 2010, 2016. So there's 2016. Yeah, so it's, you can see how it's been going up from there. There was a blimp there, and then from 2010, 2009, it's on a perfectly upward trajectory. So whatever happened in 2009, something changed in 2009, and it made the American economy just keep going up. And so long as whoever's in charge doesn't fuck with whatever was done in 2009, it's going to keep going up. Right, apparently. Well, that's the way I look at it, you know. That's a so whatever happened there made this growth line happen. That's the way I look at it. Can I get? I can't even find how to get into that. US GDP. Right. I have got no idea whether any of this means anything, because you know what I mean. I'm trying to get something to show you that you know, Trump never did anything to make it better. It's the same fucking line. It's always going to be going up. So long as he doesn't fuck with it, it's always going to be going up. I think I've showed that anyway up to 2016. I'd love to see 2016 to 2018, but you know. See, it's 20, I want to see 2016 to 2018, because we know it was always going up, right? Can we fucking see images? Right. What we're talking about? No, I mean, I don't want to. I want to just see what, you know. Images. Okay, right. So, U.S. economy under. That's under Obama. I don't want to show like just under. I want to see what an unadulterated. Can you just show me an unadulterated sort of more images? State USA. 90 to 2018. I want 2016 to 2018, because you can see it was going up. There's something that looks like it. US economy under Obama 2009. Yeah, but I don't want it just under Obama. Study 2014. That's going into 2016. So where's the 2016 to the 2018 shit? Where is the 2016? There we go. 2016, real GDP percentage changes from preceding quarter. 2016, so it's been rising until 2016, and in 2016 it sort of basically flattens out. jumps a little bit and then goes down, jumps a little. Yeah, it's basically the same as what you see under fucking Obama. So, how is Trump getting, like, no credit for having the most, you know, oh, we have the most growth in, 40 years? I don't see it. I mean, it's 2014, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it flattens out. I mean, 2018, that's a peak of 4. But you remember in Obama it was at 5%. It has peak in what was that? 2009, 2017. Is that 2017? Under Obama, 2016. You know what I mean? It's like, it's going up to 2017. What? Why is it jumping back then? Okay, I don't know. Right. Can I get away from it? It's hard to get away from this shit though. Anyway. Right, so GDP, 2019 data. Right, so it went like boom. And then it's been going with that ever since, and Trump came in around here. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of growth, and then Trump comes in and it's like he's got like 2 years of growth. Isn't that right? Yeah, he's got 2 years of growth and it's still going up basically on the same fucking slope. And it's like Trump's taking credit for these last 2 years. If he just did nothing, it looks like it's just going to keep growing. I think whatever happened back here, didn't I say 2009? That's 2010, 11, 12. So whatever happened, that was the bottom, right? Whatever was done here started this trend. I think Obama spent trillions of American taxpayers' dollars bailing banks and fucking shit out, in the previous 2 years, and then it started to grow, and Trump's done nothing, and he gets to claim, I did this, look at how great I am, my economic boom, and all that. And it's like, let's see what happens when he gets rid of the fucking Affordable Care Act, you know what I mean? And then we'll see, and 2 years after he did, because it takes about 2 years for that fucking shit to filter through your society, and you see the fucking detrimental or effective result of that, either good or bad policy. It takes about 2 years for it to sink through your society for the figures to start to show up. So yeah, I mean, 2007, 8 crash, 2009, 10, you start to see the growth. 2 years. Took 2 years after Bush fucked the fucking economy up. And Donald Trump put into effect some fucking terrible tax cuts around about 2016, 2017, innit? So what are we going to see? Because it didn't show you 18 or 19 here. It does not show you 18 or 19. I wish it fucking would. Because then we could actually see if Donald Trump has kept that growth going, or his big tax cuts has got that either leveling off or going down. So GDP 2019 is what we want to look at, basically, isn't it? You want GDP 2019. Oh, let's just go with 2019. 2019. Nay, 2019. Okay. 16, 17. Oh, 2018. US economic growth slows. US GDP analysed quarter-on-quarter percentage change. US Bureau of Economic Analysis. Oh my God! Look at this. It's been coming up, and then do. Okay, this is only quarters. I mean, it just like this. It could go down and jump. So, you know, we'll have to see what happens. It's 2008. Why can't we see 2019? 2019, 6 days ago. What the fuck is this? This is forecast. That's we don't want a fucking forecast. We want to see what the actual fucking figures are. 18, 17, 2018 quarters. You know what I mean? Nobody is actually showing. This is 2019, right? We are in the second fucking quarter, right? January, February, March. That's the first quarter. April, May. Right? We're half. Well, a third of the way through the second quarter of 2018. Sure, they've got results in. Sure, they've done projections. You know, tally something up for the first quarter of 2019. I mean, surely the last fucking quarter of 2018. Sure, there's 2 quarters. Like, I mean, and you can see here 2018. Bang, bang. Surely we've got some up here, maybe 4%, 3.5%, 3.25%. Is it back up 4%? Are we heading to 5%? I mean, you remember Obama, 2016, highest fucking tally, 5% growth. It was only 1 quarter, I think, as well. It was a quarter, I think. But surely Trump can show us how well he's doing. 2016. It still seems to be going up. You know, he's not done anything, he's not fucked anything up. But then they put in their tax cuts around about here somewhere, wouldn't it? Takes 2 years normally for it to filter through, but you should see some signs. 2019, I would expect to see some good results. It should come back up to like 4 or 5% growth or whatever. Right? I don't know what's going on here. 2018. There we go. Look. Oh my God. January 2019, 1.4. Look at that. 16, 1.9. National Bureau of Statistics of China. Oh, right, hold on. Wait, what the fuck? Is this supposed to be America? India? Is this not supposed to be fucking America? Right, America. Only show 18. What? You know, it's so fucking hard to find any fucking information about shit. Quarter 2 of 2018. Real potential GDP. Real GDP. Billions of dollars. Right, so I don't know what this means. 18.5 billion. So 2009, something changed there under Obama, and then it's continued to grow to 2019. Yeah, so it's America is recovering, and even fucking Trump hasn't been able to fuck that up. which I don't understand because apparently somewhere around about here, Donald Trump and the Republicans gave a huge $1.5 trillion tax cut to American businesses. And that looks to me to be a steady line that was never going to change or go anywhere. And people might say, well, here it looks like it was coming down and it jumped up again. Yeah, well, you know what? It looks like it was coming flattening out here and then it jumped up as well. Right? So what happened in 2014, 2015, 2016? Obama happened, and then we go to here, flattened off a bit. That's probably your election phase there, 16, and then it continues on and up. You know, I don't see any fucking change in the upward momentum here of your fucking economy in America from when Obama got elected. I just don't. George Bush, Obama. I mean, Trump. It hasn't went up. It hasn't steepened the climb. So he's not done any appreciable change to the economy. Thank fuck, because it hasn't fucking plummeted, but it hasn't went up any. It's not went up any faster. Basically, he hasn't done anything in the economy. He gave $1.5 trillion away in tax cuts, and he cut a lot of taxes that ordinary normal people would be able to claim back. So that kind of balanced it out. But the rich got richer, and the poor got poorer, and the government continued to fucking collect enough taxes to pay for everything. And the line just keeps going straight up. I really don't see anywhere where people say that Donald Trump has made an improvement to the economy. It was going there anyway. You can ignore the fucking red line. Real potential GDP. Really? Real potential. Real potential. This was the potential GDP when the blue line was down under here. And it only starts to climb above 2018, 2 years after Donald Trump's been in office, and it's always been heading there anyway. I mean, I don't see anything that Donald Trump did here to make it shoot up. It was always aiming at that line. It was always going to intersect there by the looks of it. Well, somewhere around about here. Did he improve it or slow it down by any percentage of months, weeks? I don't know. But to be honest with you, I don't see any great improvement. I'm wondering if this can America sustain the recent economic boost. I don't know. I suppose so long as Trump didn't fuck with it could just continue going up. You know what I mean? It's possible. It is fucking possible. Anyway. Yeah, I was hoping to either see a huge jump under Trump or a huge dip under Trump. I was hoping for a dip, to be honest with you. I didn't see a dip. I didn't see a huge boost either. I mean, it always looked like it was fucking going there anyway. It was from 2009. It was going there anyway. You know what I mean? That's where it was going to be. Donald Trump, the most fucking fantastic economy in the world because it happened. No, he's not done anything to make it better. If anything, by fucking keeping his fucking clammy paws off it, he's helped it to just keep growing the way it was growing anyway. You know, it's like, if it's not fucking broke, don't fix it. I'd love to see Trump do something to actually fix the economy and prove us all wrong. that he's a fucking, not a fucking complete fucking idiot wanker cunt. Anyway, I tried to look at the GDP of America, and to be honest with you, there's not a lot there. It's very confusing. They seem to want to deliberately not let you have the information. I can understand that. Bankers do not want you understanding what the fuck it is that they do, and understand it easy, and stuff like that. Anyway, fucking me.
Has been tightened, and if Trump can deliver on those main themes for the Rust Belt communities of America, I'm telling you, he will go down as a very successful president. And all the offensive rhetoric and the argy-bargy with...
Well, we now know that he didn't deliver for those Rust Belt fucking farmers and shit. He started a fucking trade war with fucking Canada, Mexico, China, and several other fucking countries, Europe, and yeah. Now the steel workers are fucking out of work. The farmers can't feed their pigs. The fucking grain farmers can't sell their fucking grain. What do you call those peas? No, the little fucking beans. Soybean. The soybean farmers can't sell their soybeans to fucking China. Yeah, he's fucking totally fucking ruined the American economy. This is what I'm saying. I was looking at that fucking chart to see the effect of what he's done. It doesn't seem to have done anything. And yet he's fucked up so many people in his own family. All the people that voted for him are fucked. How has he fucking not seen the GDP fucking drop? I don't know. I think those fucking graphs are fake. Fake news, guys. Fake fucking news. Because that can't be fucking right. I mean, this was back in January 2017. He's saying if Trump delivers for those people out there,
Natalie Bennett, good morning.
Good morning.
We know you have lots of green policies, the clue's in the name, but you also have lots of other important policies, and that's what I want to look at this morning. Now, one of your flagship policies is for the state to give every adult a basic weekly income of at least £72, so-called citizens' income, whether they need it or not.
Really? That's 2016. 2 years ago.
President Trump's ringing in 2018 at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida, not far from his golf club in the same area, one of 18 golf courses owned by the Trump organization. And while the White House has...
Why are you talking about the president's golf clubs? Why are you not just talking about the president is meeting this person from a country? That's normally... See... In my country, when I see the TV talk about the highest level people in my government, right, they're not talking about where they've got shares or stocks in a fucking distillery or a fucking golf course. Immediately they just go straight to, the pig fucker Cameron is meeting Merkel, the turkey gobbler, from Germany, and they're talking about blah blah blah. They don't talk about what businesses or what property they own. Why is she even talking? And why is Trump Golf up there? Why is that up there? Why are you advertising the president's fucking property for people to go and fucking visit and pay money? Why are you giving them a free advert that would cost people? Can you imagine how much it would cost to get, like, say, a weather woman or a news woman to have, like, some kind of, like, gigantic fucking screen of your high street shop, the frontage of your high street shop, and over here have a gigantic fucking picture of you in the clothes that you sell in that shop or something, and the name of your shop, and some name that you sell, or whatever, Trump Golf, what? you know, like strump fucking fish, strump fucking smoked haddock. You know what I mean? Strump shellfish or something. You know what I mean? Could you imagine strump shellfish in a big fucking picture of your fucking seafood fucking shop, and or a big picture of your seafood farm in some loch, some tidal sea loch, you know what I mean, where you grow the fucking shellfish. Can you imagine that on any other fucking network TV station anywhere in the fucking world? No, you fucking can't, because it would be fucking illegal.
Hasn't always said whether the president has been hitting the links this holiday. He has been spotted a bunch with clubs in hand. NBC News' Stephanie Gosk has been tracking the president's recreational habits over his first year in office to find out just how important this game is to the 45th president.
Say to me, what did Stephen say to you as he left? And the truth is he shook his head and went, you have no idea. So Denmark does lead the world in many, many things. What is the main thing that it leads the world in?
Fairy tales.
Oh, that would be nice. Although they're quite miserable, actually. The real Hans Christian Andersen
Yeah.
stories are quite sort of dark.
Sawing their feet off.
Yeah.
There is an obsession with, I've noticed this with watching...
Okay.
Joined now in the studio to discuss this by the leader of UKIP, Gerard Batten. Welcome back to the Daily Politics. Well, you've heard Ben Page saying it's fallen quite sharply, actually, down the agenda to 5th or 6th place. A spontaneous concern about immigration has fallen.
I have a 6-year-old grandson. He says, Grandpa, how are you going to win the election? I said, you get more votes than the other person. It's as simple as that.
All right. Politic, oh my God, I can fucking spell it, fucking say my fucking self. Politic, I'm still getting the same fucking shit. Look.
In the town of Batticloa, they're grieving. At almost every corner, pictures hang in memory of the young lives.
Why? I fucking just don't understand. Why can't I just fucking get the daily fucking politics, man? What?
The action I'm taking today will eliminate federal overreach.
Good morning, everybody. It's now been 5 days since the heartbreaking tragedy in Newtown, Connecticut.
But isn't it un-American and wrong to...
I mean, look, I'm for it. But look, we have people coming into our country that are looking to do tremendous harm. You look at look at Paris. Look at what happened in Paris. I mean, these people, they did not come from Sweden.
They didn't come from Mexico either, right? How are they going to get into your country from fucking Mexico?
Okay? Look at what happened in Paris. Look at what happened last week in California.
Yeah, look at what happened in that fucking small town in Georgia where fucking white people with fucking tiki torches ended up murdering fucking people. What the fuck? They were all white fuckers. They weren't fucking Muslims. What's going on? Why are they not fucking terrorists?
With 14 people dead, other people going to die, they're so badly injured. I mean, we have a real problem. There's a tremendous hatred out there. And what I want to do is find out what, you can't solve a problem until you find out what's the root cause. And I want to find out what is.
This might sound crazy, but after watching hours of footage from the last several months of debates and interviews, I say this with confidence. Donald Trump is a master persuader. He gets how people make decisions, and he speaks in ways that influence people without them even realizing how. So whether you love him or hate him, there's a lot to learn from his tactics. And if you watch to the end of this video, you'll learn a ton, not just on how to influence other people, but on how you are influenced yourself. And before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Scott Adams. He's been writing about Donald Trump's persuasion. For months now, people have been writing off Donald Trump's chances of being the president, saying that he's just a joke or a fluke or a fad, and honestly, I used to write him off too. But Donald Trump is going to beat Hillary Clinton and be the next president. Now, let me be clear. This isn't a pro-Trump video. Oprah Winfrey has a superpower.
Yeah, so this guy is just a guy who goes around looking at people who are successful, capturing a few of the most successful fucking videos that have, the biggest hits, biggest ratings on the internet, and then talking over the top of them, making out that he's analysing shit and he's a... what? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, mate. You're a fucking... master your charisma. Fuck off. You're a dick wad, mate.
Donald Trump is going to beat Hillary Clinton and be the next. For months now, people persuasion for months
is the problem. What's going on?
Please, I don't even know why. I don't even know why it's a fucking question. Can I filter out fucking upload date? There we go. Yeah, 2019. 1 week ago, okay.
Do you still love WikiLeaks?
I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my
You
thing.
don't?
WikiLeaks! I love WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks.
WikiLeaks.
This WikiLeaks is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You said you loved WikiLeaks at another campaign press conference.
Yeah, so what?
WikiLeaks has done a job on her, hasn't it? The more emails WikiLeaks releases, the more lines between the Clinton Foundation, the Secretary of State's office, and the Clintons' personal financiers. Now we learned out through WikiLeaks that Hillary Clinton was paying the protesters $1,500 each to be violent at our rallies.
Thanks to at home for joining us this hour. It's great to have you here. So this I did not see coming. The Washington Post tonight publishing an unexpected op-ed from former Secretary of State, former Senator, former First Lady, and the Democratic presidential nominee who received several million more votes for president than Donald Trump did in 2016, but still lost to him in the Electoral College. Hillary Clinton publishing an op-ed in the Washington Post tonight titled, Mueller documented a serious...
Who the fuck cares about Clinton, man? Fuck, what? No, should...
Yesterday, the White House ordered a former White House official who oversaw the issuing of security clearances. The White House ordered that official to defy a subpoena from the House Oversight Committee. In response, that committee is now moving toward holding that former White House official in contempt. That was yesterday. Then today, the White House also ordered a Justice Department official to defy a subpoena from the Oversight Committee as well. This is apparently going to be a theme. The Trump White House is now saying, and President Trump himself is now saying, they are going to defy basically all subpoenas from Congress. Oversight Chairman Elijah Cummings responded today with a warning, not just to the White House, but to the people the White House is preventing from testifying. Quote, these employees and their personal attorneys should think very carefully about their own legal interests rather than being swept up in the obstruction schemes of the Trump administration. The Oversight Committee is a powerful body in Congress. Its members now have to figure out what to do in the face of this across-the-board decision by the White House that their subpoenas will be ignored and that officials who are subpoenaed will be ordered not to appear. One of Elijah Cummings' first moves as chairman when Democrats retook the House was to bring onto the committee some of the new tenacious House freshmen. In fact, he made one of them the vice chair of that committee. Joining us now is Congresswoman Katie Hill, House Vice Chair of the Oversight and Reform Committee. Congresswoman Hill, it's really nice to have you with us tonight.
What's going on? Joe Biden makes it official. Who cares? Joe's a can't ban needs to be. Trump is going to try to create.
The subpoena is ridiculous. I have been the most transparent president and administration in the history of our country by far.
President Trump claiming to be the most transparent president ever. But the Trump White House reversed the Obama-era policy of releasing visitor logs. So who knows? Which documents which activists, lobbyists, and political donors are meeting with top officials. Nor has the president released his tax returns, despite continuing to receive profit reports on his businesses. And now Trump says he will not cooperate with House Democrats, their investigations, because they are not supporters of his. So I'm not sure what he means by all that transparency thing. Joining us now, maybe it's that he's just openly corrupt. Former Director of Communications for the Office of Public Liaison in Donald Trump's White House, Omarosa Newman. She's the author of the New York Times bestselling book entitled Unhinged, an insider's account of the Trump White House, out now in paperback. Also with us, former GOP counsel for the House Oversight Committee and now a contributor to NBCNews.com's editorial page. Thanks.
I'm done. Thank you very much, guys, but we're done. I'm finished with the stream. This is just ridiculous. None of this means anything, so cheers. Maybe some people watch this later, I don't know. But nobody's tuned in for the big fight. Motherfuckers, I'll catch you later.